What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast. Always with the man, the myth, the legend.
Jim from the Fan in the Van. We broke out the whiskey tonight, so you know it's going to go hard. It's going to get nasty. It's Jackson if you're nasty, but in a good way.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Hey, yo, what the fuck? Hey, yo.
I told you, busted out some new ones, brother. Hey, listen, man. I'm not gonna do any whiskey because I told you yesterday, my man, I'm recovering. Was sick last week. Your boy got violated yesterday with a colonoscopy, so I'm recovering. My rear end. It's not so much because I didn't feel what the hell went in my ass, but the coming out part was tough the night before. Just they make you shit like a goose, bro. It's not good. But I'm gonna hit a little. This is one of my special blends here, bro, with my cigar that I like pairing the most. Is a Rioja because I'm a big Spain, wine kind of guy. So, Jim, I'm gonna join you. You know what I'm saying? Cheers.
I'm sure Abuelito's watching. So
Abuelito is probably hitting his 2020 Mad Dog 2020 or whatever the shit he drinks. Or
nah, he's got his rum.
No, it's not Schlitz malt liquors or none of that shit from like Ringgold.
No, he's not a beer drinker. He's a rum type guy. And
yeah, what kind of rum does he drink? Do you know?
Cruzon. He likes the 151, but if they don't really make that anymore because
he likes that pineapple shit.
So yeah. Well, he mixes that with orange juice, pineapple juice, coconut cream, top it off with some nutmeg, put it in the shaker.
Damn, Abuelito, my wife would like that drink. She doesn't drink much, but I make her those Blue Hawaiians, which is has like the curacao, pineapple juice, and it's coconut rum. So usually the Cruzon or whatever the other one is.
And I could tell you this, it is one of those, it creeps up on you before you fucking know it. Oh God, you fucking before you know it, you get up. It's like, nope, I got to sit back down because the orange juice and the pineapple juice kind of neutralize the alcohol, so you really don't taste it. Especially if you do it just right. It's almost like you're drinking orange pineapple juice with no alcohol in it. It's fucking amazing,
dude.
It's like mouth.
The fucking sugar in that bad boy fucks you up with the dehydration and hungover the next day. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's why I usually keep a water bottle with me just in case. But, after a couple of those and you go to the bar and you get more fucked up. And then you oversleep through your alarm and then you're like 3-4 hours late to work. But because my boss is cool, he's like, yeah, whatever.
That's kind of cool, bro. That's kind of cool, man. So, Jim, 2024 is upon us. Happy New Year's Eve, right? Does that sound right? So,
yeah, Eve,
baby. A lot is changing in Eve, man. I'm doing a podcast with you. When I was about 20 years ago, your boy was not doing a podcast. He was probably getting late somewhere, but
yeah, I could, yeah.
What is back it up? Back it up, Bench Podcast. How you doing, my man? Look at that, man. Average Joe episode of New Jersey Devils. Nice. All right. There we go, man. See, we go great with anything. We're like a fine wine or what you got there. What's your Seagrams again? There you go. Seagram 7 and a nice cigar. Goes well together.
Best part is this was for free because a customer gave it to me.
Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, Jim, what are we smoking today, man? What are you starting up with?
I went back and forth on it. And then, like we were discussing actually last night, and I decided, let's end it the way it started. Okay. So we went back to the first ever cigar that was ever featured, and it's the only cigar to be featured twice.
Okay.
On the show, by the way, within 1 year. Well, within the year that we're in, not the year we're doing it.
When we started.
So, I went again with my man, Big Time Tommy, because I know this is going to go friggin' great with whiskey. I already know it. It's just such a beautiful thing. I love it.
Yes, Big Time. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with a Big Time Tommy. Never can. It's in my top 5 rotations. So
that's very good. Having a hard time with my fucking lighters, dude. So I got to figure out again. I am such a failure with torch lighters, dude. Everyone I buy, go through 1 or 2 use. I mean, I'll spend $20 on them, but I'm afraid to even buy a super expensive one because it's just, dude, I keep refilling with gas and they don't. I don't know, man. So
I don't know. The one I have has this like flathead screw, so I just turned it a little bit because I was having issues with mine. And I said, you know what? Let me try this. And then it worked fine again. I'm like butaning it to the point where it's almost going to explode my fucking hand.
I get that freeze burn.
Yeah, and then I'd friggin' be like Jason Pierre-Paul, and I'd be walking around friggin', with 3 fingers on one hand. Which, by the way, kids, if you're lighting fireworks, don't let an adult do it who's actually sober.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yep.
Friggin', there's my little PSA for 4th of July, well enough in advance.
2024, new advice right here.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Monte Cristo, one of my favorites, Open Eagle, one of my Cubans. I still got about 4 left. Fucking never light it up.
What a beautiful thing.
Are you big into resolutions for New Year's, Jim?
I mean, I used to be, but then nobody keeps up with those fucking things. It's like everybody's like, oh, January 1st, we're going to be at the gym. January 6th, they're friggin' done already. And then you're paying for your Planet Fitness membership all year because you can't cancel it. And then you're paying all year for a gym membership you're not going to. So what the fuck's the point? I think New Year's resolutions are just kind of overrated. But if I were to have one,
give us one.
It would probably be maybe I'll be a little bit nicer to the Browns fans since you guys your team is actually playing well with a 39-year-old quarterback as opposed to the guy you thought was going to be your savior who's sitting at Orchid Angels right now next to Robert Kraft and they're getting mutual friggin' rub outs. And Joe Flacco, who you're giving like the minimum league wage to, is outperforming you at what now? 4 or 5 games? Has more touchdowns than you, has thrown for more yards than you. Oh, yeah, and has a better win percentage than Watson in the 2 years he's been in Cleveland. So
I'm happy for Flacco, actually, dude. He's not one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, but he's a good dude. He's never done anything bullshit.
I gotta say, he's impressed me, and he's making me eat some of the things I said. I said that, this is going to be horrible. He's not going to friggin' do anything. This team's going to fold. They're going to be in the cellar with the Bengals. And listen, right now they control their own destiny, and that's
bro.
You can't find anything wrong with it.
Stefanski right now is definitely might be pulling ahead for Coach of the Year over DeMeco Ryan.
I still give it to Ryans.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be close, but I think the case is strong. What, 4th quarterback he's had this year? They lost Nick Chubb. I mean, a bunch of injuries to deal with. But again, the book is there. I mean, DeMeco Ryan's also a strong case, but I think his name should be mentioned in the conversation. Yeah. So enough Browns talk, bro. Let's they're probably we're going to talk about a little bit about them when we hit our NFL prospect part of it. When it comes to resolutions, dude, I think I'm gonna make one this year. Not so much about fitness. I always say the same shit. I got to lose like 20 pounds because I gained 20 pounds in the last 2 years. That's what happens when you do your physical at the end of the year. It should give you motivation. It just kind of depresses you more. However, I do want to make sure I want to do something that I try to do every year, man. And this year I gotten better. But it's not giving a fuck about things beyond my control, whether it's personal life or work life. Because sometimes we put up way too much stock, stress ourselves, create anxiety.
Yeah,
things that's beyond our controls, bro. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dude, let life live. Just do the best you can. That's what I need to do. Stress less about that shit.
I'm very guilty, especially at work when shit happens, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Friggin' Abuelito can friggin' tell you. It'll be like, you fucking slam shit, and you know what? Fuck it. If I can't control it, then what the fuck you want me to do about it? Can't control it. Can't control it. It's out of my control. That's what I tell customers when they're like, how come my part went from here to here, back to here, and now it's finally getting to you? I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you talk to the idiots in the store where it originated from and ask them why you send it from one store further west when it's supposed to come east? I don't know. Talk to them. Don't bitch at me, fuckface.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100%. That's one of the things I'm going to work even harder this year than I did last year. And I did better this year. First year ever that I actually let a couple of things, it's beyond my control. You know what? You feel a lot better, man. You feel a lot better. You feel a lot better when you like, hey, something happened. Hey, man, I did everything I did. Here's my stuff, whether it's personal or work, man. Here's my backup. This is what I did. F you guys. I'm 45 years old, dude. The older I'm getting, the more patient I need to kind of work up and create for my own well-being. Because that's usually what happens with, getting stressed and mental health and the bullshit that kids nowadays call toxic.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff in my personal life I've kind of just like let go of.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's a lot. Like, some people think, everybody's got demons in their closet and whatever.
Yep.
And there's just things like personal that I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not letting you get to me no more, whether it's a person or a situation that happened, whatever it is. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck you. And, and that's pretty much that. It's, you know what? Like, I'm going to be 42 in 2 weeks on the 13th.
Nice.
Which hopefully, scheduling permitted, maybe we could do a birthday edition.
All right. Let's see. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, but
we may. Well, it depends. If you're going to be partying, bro, if you're going to be partying, you're going to be on fire.
No, I'm 42. I ain't going to be fucking sitting there like fucking Rick James, fucking snorting lines and putting my dirty boots in Eddie Murphy's couch.
Oh, man. Talking about, what was it? Dirty boots and fucking Eddie. I just caught that one, bro.
Well,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Well, you should have seen it today. One of the drivers from another store comes in. Apparently, there's this video going around of Beyonce, and they're like, and apparently you could see, the whole, the Rockefeller Diamond area.
Okay.
So he wasn't catching on to it, and I was like, "Come on, man, show me that video. I want to see if it's got a halo down there." Or do you just take that box and put it to the left,
Right.
take that dirty box and just push it to the left? He didn't catch on to it until I started doing that. And I was like, bro, I could take anything with that video right now and incorporate a Beyonce song. That vagina is a soul survivor.
Yeah, absolutely. That vagina has made so much money, it's not even funny. Because that Jay-Z is one ugly looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling people, look,
if it wasn't for money, he would have never been in that.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. Jay-Z has a career and the money he has today because Biggie passed away. All right?
Yeah.
Because if not, he would have been just another rapper from Brooklyn who might have gone gold a couple of times.
And would have had more lyrics to steal from Biggie, too.
Absolutely.
He's been known as a swagger jacker. Like, I remember in the rap era where they actually had, like, they had that whole thing, like him and Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they would do is they would play like a Biggie song, and then they would play Cameron using the same lyrics, but then flip it, but then he would flip it a little bit, and then Jay-Z doing the same thing, and it's like, I don't know if it's, because I'm very big into hip hop music, so it's like, I don't know if you call it swagger jacking necessarily, or it's just like I'm paying tribute to you in a way where I'm going to take one of your lyrics, but I'm going to add my style onto it.
Yep.
And make it bigger, not only just for you, but for me as well. So, but everybody does it.
Yep. Everybody steals some type of lyrics here and there, but I think Jay-Z still like whole bars. So it's a little bit different. A little bit different than that. All right. Moving on to some big news today, man. So the Knicks apparently decided, to pull a New Year's miracle here. I don't even call it a miracle or not. We're going to break this trade down, but they pulled a trade with the Raptors, who, by the way, they have a lawsuit against, and a few other teams. I don't know if you heard about that. Supposedly, some inside information was leaked out to the Raptors about recruiting players and free agency a few years back. So the Knicks actually have a lawsuit against them and a few other teams. That's as much as I know. Yeah, that's crazy. I got to look into that so we could hit that. But they made a trade, and guess who's gone, man? We have R.J. Barrett and IQ, Emmanuel Quickly, both are now with the Raptors. And we got OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Matt Flynn. I think his name is Matt Flynn. I'm not sure. I don't know who the fuck Matt Flynn is. That's how much Malachi Flynn. He's like a backup point guard. However, and of course, the Knicks also gave up a 2024 second round pick. So I get it. The Knicks have a lot of excess of guards. When you look at RJ, when you look at Emmanuel, Grimes, DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, a lot of guys that need the ball in their hands. Yeah. So they needed to get a two-way player. I get why they went after OG, because OG, I don't know if you heard, he's been like, for some reason, he's a good player, no doubt about it, but he's been like the talk of the freaking NBA that this is the guy that everybody wants to trade for, and they're going to be a hot commodity in free agency next year. And the Knicks, I guess pulled the trigger a lot sooner. I'm okay with trading RJ. We do have Jalen, he's our guy. You know, I knocked this guy when we first signed him because I thought he was a backup point guard with starter money, but I was wrong. And
That's what I said when they signed him. I said, wait a minute. I said, they're signing this guy from the Mavericks who's a backup.
Good little player. Good little player.
And you're giving him starting money, but hey, he's carried his own in New York.
Yep,
so
he has. And I get it, you know, X's of guards. And we need that two-way player. I'm not something rubs off me. Number one, this trade doesn't make us any better. Doesn't make us any worse. We're gonna stay in the same place. Our odds of getting out of the second round, it's still the same as when we started the season. RJ, when we drafted him, he was number 3 pick. Everybody thought this guy was going to be the savior, you know, same draft with Zion Williamson. It was a year that, you know, we got fucked because, you know, damn ping pong balls. RJ's been an 18-point a game scorer for us. He actually carried himself well in the first round last year. You know, IQ, bro, I like him the most because he's our off-the-bench guy, great locker room guy, can score. And again, it's a guy that can shoot, that can also be a factor last minutes in the fourth quarter, because, you know, as much as I love Jalen Bronson, he's a small guy. You know what I mean? He's got to get bottled up. And when you have a guy like IQ in the side there where he can hit a three, also can create of the dribble, you know, that's a big factor, man. If you look at the Denver Nuggets last year, when you had a guy like Jamal Murray, right? When you had guys off the bench, you know, backup point guards as well, that could do that kind of stuff. It kind of makes you think that I think we might have lost. We definitely lost some offense. And I don't know if we got the better half of this trade. Might be even. What do you think?
According to, I forget where I seen it, but they already graded it, and they gave the Raptors a C for this, and they gave the Knicks. I think losing IQ kind of hurts you a bit because, like you said, he's good off the bench. Mm-hmm. You know, he can create off the dribble. You know, he's great in garbage time situations, whether you're getting blown out or you're the team blowing somebody out. I don't know if you necessarily had to give him up to make this happen.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I also think they did this because you don't have Mitch Robinson the rest of the year, and he could kind of fill that void a bit. Like, I don't know much about this guy because I haven't really watched NBA like that since, you know, LeBron started whining and flopping and crying and doing his little fucking powder shit that he does with his little bullshit. But I mean, the Knicks got to do something to become more relevant and bring it back to that 90s Knicks feel for the Knicks fans. And I think maybe this is the start of it. But again, you don't know until they all play together. This whole thing may not work out, and they may get worse instead of getting better.
And you still got to sign OG. I mean, RJ was already on the contract. I get RJ. You know, he's a commodity, right? 18 points a game. That's for his career. 42 from field goal percentage. You know, 4 rebounds. The guy can handle the rock. He's a good piece. RJ's always been, to me, when he got drafted, I told people, look, he's a good player. He's not the savior. This guy's probably a number 2 or number 3. All right. Yeah. He was a number 3 in the Knicks because you had Jalen. Before he was a number 2 before Jalen Brunson got signed. Now it's Jalen. You know, whatchamacallit? Oh my God, who's our power forward?
Oh, it was RG. Then you had Julius and Jalen.
That's it. Julius. It was Julius RG before Jalen, right? And he was number 1, number 2. Now he's technically the number 3 guy in this team, and that's what he's going to be most of his career. Yeah. Now, 18 points a game and a guy that can handle the ball and create some shots is valuable. Emmanuel off the bench this year is having a really good year. He was, you know, close to 6 men of the year last year. 15 points a game, 45 from the field. Again, a guy that can create his own shot, run the offense, be that guy that can take over Jalen. That's the one where Jalen Brunson. That's the one that hurts me a little bit. Because when you look at OG, that was the big price. Everybody's going after this guy. OG is a 15-point-a-game guy, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He is like one of the leaders in steals and is known because he does clamp down your best wing player. Like, this guy will stick Jason Tatum. You know, this guy will stick, you know, a guard as well, like Donovan Mitchell. All right, this guy will stick one of the best players. You know, you can put him on a point guard, you can put him on a 4. That's what they know. He's one of the best 2 players in the league. I like that. That's fine. But the fact that the production of IQ, it's going to be replaced by 3 guys, right? This Malachi Flynn, who, you know, in the league, no idea. He's averaging like 5 points a game. You know, not bad for a role player. And Precious Achiuwa is going to be the guy that's going to help fill the void for Mitchell. All right. So he's a hustle guy. He played here in Miami before. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 45. I mean, he runs up and down the court, does athletic as shit. But you got two guys that you're going to need to, from the guard position now to replace IQ, you're going to need DiVincenzo. You're going to need Grimes. You're going to need Malachi Flynn to make up for what we're missing in Emmanuel Quickly. That's my biggest knock on this trade. I like OG Anunoby, whatever his fucking last name is. I can't pronounce it that well. But
so I'm not even going to fucking attempt it.
Yeah, so I honestly think that's where I fall in this trade. It didn't make us any better. When you trade, you want to get better. I think we stayed the same.
Yeah, I think so too. What the Knicks are really missing, and this is kind of where not having Mitch Robinson hurts. I feel Mitch could have been that fifth, the center position, be dominant. But to me, he's always hurt somehow, some way. And he's one of the guys, like, I'm not a Knick fan, but that's one of the Knick players that's like, he's the type of guy that, like, I could watch and I'll be like, wow, this guy really impresses me. But
here's the other problem. Julius disappears in the playoffs.
Well,
so you gave two guys that it makes up for that in the playoffs, right? Because Jalen went bump. He's already proven himself through last year and so far this year, and what he did in the playoffs, that he could ball. He's our guy. Unfortunately, he's not a guy like Lillard. He's not a Giannis. He's not a Jimmy Butler, right? He's not a Tatum. However, he is a hell of a player that he's like shut everybody up the last couple of years. But we don't have that guy, and then adding AG is a great piece. If, let's say, Julius Randle was the guy that averaged 22 and 10 the rest of the season and did the same shit in the playoffs, then we'll be in good position. That's what we bank it on, and we've gone over 2 the last 2 years, seeing Julius evaporate in thin air in the playoffs.
Yeah, because Julius Randle in the regular season, the guy will friggin' have monster games when you don't expect him to.
Well, listen, Julius in the regular season, this guy's an all-star. All right, this guy's a freaking all-star. If you look at Julius Randle's number this year, he's averaging 23 points a game, 9 rebounds a game. He's a double machine in the regular season. This guy's insane.
And that's why. And my dumbass stays away from him when I do build your own parlays for NBA picks, because I'm always afraid that if I pick him for over, say, 23, he'll only have like 12 fucking points. But I pick Jalen Brunson and he fucks me. So I can't win either way. Can't win either way. But whatever.
Like I said, I think it didn't make the Knicks any better. I don't think it made them any worse. They did lose offensive pop in my book. Yeah. Off the bench is huge, especially in the postseason, and we made our bench weaker.
Well, that's what you need is bench depth, and that's something that last year hurt Phoenix. Getting Durant, and you traded half your bench away, and then when it came down to when you needed that bench depth, Phoenix was fucked.
You've seen it now. They're barely over 500, right? Bradley's still hurt. He's in and out of the lineup. I mean, as much. Look, the other day, Kevin Durant had 17 assists because he was running the point guard. Yeah, the dude had a triple-double. That's how bad that team is. It's not that great.
And they shouldn't be that bad with Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal. But there's people out there saying, that Durant should request a trade. This is unfair to him. It's like, all right, how many teams could he possibly be traded to make this guy happy?
I mean, come on.
I mean, obviously, he won the chip with Curry and Golden State. Whatever. He went to Brooklyn. They were supposed to win there with, him and Kyrie and then Harden. Yep. That didn't happen. Now it's, Phoenix got close. Phoenix almost won the NBA Finals without Durant, and I think getting Durant kind of hurts them because they were better off without him because they were winning more without him than they are with him. And then you traded Ayton to Portland, and I think that hurts you too. Even though Jerkic or whatever his name isn't bad at the center position, but I think Phoenix was a better team when Monty Williams was coaching his team.
Oh yeah,
when you didn't have Durant,
no,
I think
absolutely.
I think they were more dangerous then than they are now, and that's kind of sad to say.
Yep, we got to see what happens when everybody's healthy. But honestly, I mean, they put some good pieces on in the during the free agency. I like Allen, what's his name? The guy from Duke, man, who needs everybody in the balls.
Oh yeah, the dirty guy, the fucking Mac Jones, the Mac Jones of the NBA, Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen, he just needs everybody in the nuts. He's that type of guy. He has a punchable face.
Yeah, what's sad is that I loved him at Duke.
Me too.
I love them at
I'm a
Duke.
Duke guy. I'm a Duke guy, so I love every Duke player.
But then come into the NBA and you just label the dirty guy. You know, he's like the white Draymond Green minus having to go to anger management.
Or the championships behind it. So it's, you know.
Yeah, true. which even in the Draymond Green situation, I mean, going back to that game where, you know, he makes contact with Jerkic, I don't think it was intentional. I don't even think he realized the guy's there. And then listen, I understand his past. You're gonna set a precedent here.
Yeah, that's what he's paying for right now.
You know, there's only so many incidents that could occur before it's like, okay, is this intentional or is this, you know, something that you have an issue with something and you need to get it fixed? And that's something where the NBA, unlike the NFL, has got it right, where they're like, hey, listen, no, you keep doing this shit, we're gonna make you go get the help you need. And that's where the NBA has a step on the NFL when it comes to discipline.
Yeah, no, they don't fuck around. David Stern was even worse. This guy's a lot softer. You know what I mean? David Stern used to be way, way, way harsher than this guy, but they pull the trigger quick. Dude, 50-degree weather in South Florida hits different, bro. Oh, God, I'm cold.
Come on, man. You're a fucking former New Yorker.
20 years ago, dude. That shit fucking goes away quick. Yeah, it does.
It doesn't matter. What you feel down there is what it was outside today for me.
I know.
I'm sitting here in shorts.
I got shorts on too. It's kind of cold out here, though. You know what I'm saying, dude. Listen, man. Florida's not made for this kind of weather. The palm trees, man. They get fucked up, bro. All right. No, honestly, believe it or not, dude, it does. Your blood does get a lot thinner when you move down here after so many years. You know what I'm saying? But look, I held on strong for about 20 minutes. That's the best you got to get out of me. Put the hoodie on, dog. Get the fucking hoodie on, baby. Shit. Look, I'm blowing air, bro. This is Florida, bro. We don't do this shit out here, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, God.
This is Florida, baby. Florida, right? You know,
I don't know how I would transition if I eventually, like, if I had the money to do it, just move down there. Like,
you would love it, bro.
I mean, I'm sure I'd love it because I'm a single guy running around fucking slanging and banging all fucking day.
You would love it, bro. No, you love the weather. You love the lifestyle too. It's right up your alley. People don't give a fuck down here.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping my fucking work stocks fucking increase soon. Jesus Christ, because then eventually I can cash those bitches out and then I'm out.
People don't give a shit out here, bro. I'm telling you, dude. And it got so expensive when I moved down. I moved down at the right time, but it's still cheaper than New York. It's still cheaper than New York. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's going to get more expensive because more people from New York, because this is becoming a cesspool of bullshit. Yep. I mean, you got fucking migrants not to get political, but you got migrants and homeless people running around crazy. You got sewer rats bigger than your average household pet.
They're getting hotel stays, a couple grand a month, you know, living the dream, dude. I'm about to go and
I'm ready to hop back over, dude. Like, I'll hop over the border, come back illegally so I can get some free ass shit.
Me too, bro. I got the clothes for it, dude. All right. I'll teach you some Spanish. We'll go together. You know, you can pass.
I know a little bit of Spanish. I just put words together.
No, but we got to teach you the Mexican Spanish, bro. So you can look like an essay. Remember Blood In, Blood Out? Miklo? Remember the one? You remember that movie, Blood In, Blood Out? So Miklo, the mixed Mexican, bro. He was actually a white guy. You know, the actor. Hey, orale, carnal, it's because I'm white. You know, it's like,
yeah, that's what I do at work to one of my drivers, Edwin. I go, yo, carnalito, what you doing over there, SA?
I do. If you do that shit, let's go, bro. Get in there, man. They're gonna fucking let you in. They gotta let you in, man. Ready?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'll be like, yo, President Biden said I could come over, Holmes. What the fuck?
Motherfucker, dude. Everybody that gets deported comes back a month later. You know, it's like,
hey, they never give up. I'll give them credit for that.
Oh, man. Well, yeah,
attitude.
Absolutely. All right, listen, next topic, brother. All right, next topic. I'm going to warn everybody here. It's not about politics, all right? Because this next topic, and it came out improv too. I read this shit. It pisses me the fuck off.
I almost think that now you probably read more into it than I did.
I'm gonna put the article. I'm gonna review this article with you up here. All right.
When I first saw it, I thought it was one of those like gag tweets.
It wasn't.
Where, like, just for engagement. But now, if it's you're saying it's real, so I'm taking your word for it because you read a little more into it before than I did.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever.
Real, you know what? Let's just get into it.
Dude, I don't know if you were familiar with Outkick the coverage. Oops, sorry. My bad. Oh, shit. Sorry, dude. I hit the wrong fucking hide. I got too many things open. But I'll kick the coverage, right? It used to be a company by Clay Travis. Clay Travis had the #1 sports show in the United States in Fox Sports. And now he's actually, him and another guy replaced. This guy goes both well. He's a very anti-cancel culture, the wokeness in sports. That's what made him fucking famous, because he used to get bombed every time he criticized ESPN. He goes after LeBron James when LeBron does the stupid shit. He goes after anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. If you fucking go woke, he goes after you for what it is. And he has some really good points. Now he has it.
So we should get him on the show then, because me and him would get it off real well.
Dude, he got banned from CNN because when he was running Outkick, right, he was talking about, the wokeness in sports and stuff like that. And he says, one of the things, I was like, well, listen, no, he goes, I'm a fan, I'm a First Amendment fan, whatever. One of my biggest saying, and I said on my show, is that, I'm all about the First Amendment and boobs. Those are the two things that never let me down. And fucking A, dude, that woman from CNN looked at him, what the fuck? Did you just insult me? I was like, no, what do you mean insult? I said, love the First Amendment and boobs. The only two things that have never let me down. You know what I mean? And so that's he got his claim to fame, and he got fucking banned from all the. And he's not wrong. I mean, he loves boobs and he loves the First Amendment. So it's a typical, male. I mean, which guy doesn't love boobs and the First Amendment? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he has a publication that does some real good job when it comes to sports. They tackle on sports to do betting and all that shit. And they're the only ones that cover this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that the media don't cover, like, the mainstream media, ESPN, CNBC, whatever. Even Fox Sports don't even go this deep. So he throws these stories out. And when I heard this, man, I want to tell everybody, it's not about politics, dude. To me, this topic is all about fucking fairness. And let me go ahead and share this with you. And it's about a new policy. Oh gosh, it's talking about the shit piss me off. It's a new policy that first and foremost, I got to open it up here. That the USA Boxing, right? This is the USA Boxing Commission, who controls the Amateur Boxing Association for the Olympics. And yes, these guys, they're brilliant mind. They have decided to come up with a new policy that is gonna that helps or that allows males who transition to women to participate boxing against women. All right.
Oh boy. And
let me tell you, there's some requirements though that they feel they think it's, if I could, where the hell is the damn tab here, bro? Hold on a second.
Up, Dak with a pick.
I got it. So, and I want to get up there because I want to read through the actual requirements, and this should be here. Hold on, let me put this up here. Share a screen. I don't know why it's not reading this. Is there a window? Is there a window? Is it here? There you go. There you go. Well, there we go.
The one thing I'll say is this: I have no issue with, before we get into this, because people are going to think that I don't know how you stand on this, but if you're a guy who wants to be a girl who wants to be a guy, I don't care.
Do whatever you want, man.
Although when it comes to the world of sports is where they want you to see this shade of gray that I don't really think is fair, because you saw that male swimmer, right?
Yep.
Who sucked as a male swimmer, but transitioned to a woman, and all of a sudden is smoking everybody out of the water. But how is that fair?
You've seen the MMA athlete, right? Who's a chick now, and he sounds like a guy still, and he's beating the fuck out of women like there's no tomorrow.
I mean, you have it in the world of sports entertainment and wrestling. Granted, it's fake, but it's like it's still technically a guy wrestling another woman.
Yep.
If you think about it, like listen, I'm not judging, because I really don't care, to be honest. I have no issue. Like, again, if you're gay, you're gay. You want to be bi, you're bi. You want to be asexual, pansexual, square sexual, triangle sexual. I don't really give a fuck. All the sexuals in the world. I don't give a shit. But when it comes to the world of sports, it's got to be even keel. It's and this here is, well, we're going to get into it.
Check this out. So let me read you the requirements. So USA Boxing allow men who have their junk cut off to beat up women. That's kind of the headline. And of course, they got to do this to sell stuff. But the policy, the new USA Boxing has adapted a new transgender policy that would allow males to compete in female category under certain conditions. Ready? So They will permit adults who identify as transgender to fight in any category of their choice. However, they will be required to declare the new gender identity, complete regular hormone testing, and undergo gender reassignment surgery. In other words, chop off your junk. All right. So, and then, then you're good to go. So the purpose of this policy is providing fairness and all safety for all boxers in USA boxing. Dude, I don't care. You could chop off as many fucking your dick, your balls. You still are going to be, I don't care how many hormones you take. Biologically, you're bigger, you're stronger when you're going to step into a ring and throw hands with a woman. Okay. It is about fairness to me. Again, I don't care what are you. Honestly, I'm okay if they identify as a woman, but still participate in the sport or your biological sex because he puts you in the same even physical and biological, playing field. That's my point, and that's why Riley Gaines is, who's been the only one that started being outspoken about this shit because everybody else has been like, oh my God, Leah Thomas is so brave. Oh, that bullshit. Yeah, brave. The bitch is smart. She's found the loophole. I mean, that dude is smart. He found the loophole. And right now, this right here, dude, this is just glorifying, in my book, my man,
domestic violence in a way.
In a way. I mean, all of a sudden you're allowing this to be legal and okay. So you're glorifying men beating up women.
This is going to lead to such.
I hope it starts leading to a shit of lawsuits like crazy, bro. Somebody needs to get fucking sued.
To a lot of backlash that it's going to transition from the world of boxing to real life situations where you're going to have couples where the guy was once a guy, but now is identifying as, say, went from Robert to Roberta, and
he cut his junk off.
Cuts his junk off, but beats the shit out of the significant other. But then he could turn around and say, "Oh, well, in the world of boxing, we're allowed to do that." So, I just don't think. I think this is the dumbest thing in the world for them to do.
Here is what Riley Gaines, by the way, who she has been getting hammered, but is one of the only few women now that had the balls to actually, no pun intended, to come up and say. She goes, "Do you understand what this means?" She goes, "Men will be glorified for beating up women. Not only glorified, but they will be deemed brave for such actions." It's a slippery slope. And that's where the slippery slope comment goes for what you just mentioned, right? What makes it not stop in the real world at a domestic violence, all right? The guy can be inside of a woman's restroom, cut off all his shit. I don't know how he pees, when you cut up your penis, but he's using the bathroom, or she's using the bathroom, or they, or whoever the fuck they claim the pronoun they're using. And these two chicks get into a fight, and one of them is now biologically a woman, is a male, and beats the fuck out of one and kills her. Because you could kill her. You could punch somebody to death, especially a woman. All right? I don't care how much out of shape the dude is and how much of a shape the chick is. A punch from a man hurts more than a punch from a woman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
If that wasn't the case, then you would not have this harsh laws against violent crimes or physical crimes from men to women in this world. So how does this make it okay? Taking hormone treatments and cutting your shit off doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it less physical. It doesn't make it less violent. It doesn't make it fucking fair.
No, it
Somebody
doesn't.
explain this to me.
You know what? I really, I don't know. I guess the realness in me is going to come out here. I don't get where this world made this like U-turn off the expressway of common sense and decided to let's do all this dumb shit and then we make it okay. But for years, these same people that are saying it's okay are the ones that are like, well, it's not fair for a man to hit a woman, which it's not. And it's not fair for a woman to hit a man either. Nobody should really, in any situation, nobody should put their hands on each other, man or woman. But now you're saying it's okay as long as you identify as a woman and you introverted your dick into a vagina, if I'm getting this correctly.
Yep.
And you're allowed to get into a ring or an octagon.
Yep.
Or even in the world of WWE or All Elite Wrestling or whatever wrestling promotion it is, and that's fine. But there's a difference. In the world of wrestling, it's entertainment.
Exactly. They're not really like punching each other. They're not punching each other in real life. They're just jumping off shit and doing acrobats,
And boxing and MMA are physical combat sports where you're literally in there to do one thing, and that's annihilate the person across from you. Whether you like them, hate them, respect them, whatever it is, and you're telling me now that you want people to sign on for this? No, I can't. I fucking hate this world we live in.
Yep, I'm telling you. And you know what's going to happen when some people might say this?
Canceled. Canceled. Canceled.
They could cancel me all they want, dude, but this is one of those topics. All right.
But again, but again, see, this is a subject where you're going to have people hearing what we're saying, but they're listening and not hearing.
Yep.
Again, we said at the beginning before we even discussed this, we don't care if you're a guy who wants to be a girl who wants to be a guy. But when it comes to this,
yeah,
no.
To me, that's every sport for that matter. Basketball. All right. At this point, what makes it then worth it having a women's league and a men's league? Why don't we just have everybody play together? And guess what? There will not be a single woman on a single boxing team, on a single swimming team, on a single basketball team. Again, remember, it goes back to my whole birthing person that they're trying to eliminate the role of a woman and their existence, dude, for this new shit, which is bullshit. Okay.
But that's what the world of sports does, because you look at the NBA, you have the NBA, WNBA, right? Mm-hmm. You look at football, you have the NFL, you have the XFL, the USFL, which merged with the XFL. Mm-hmm. What is women's football? Oh, what sells? Sex, lingerie football.
Exactly. So it's not if there's not a politics view, I don't care, right, left, or blue, independent, whatever the fuck you root for. It's not about any sexuality here. To me is about fairness and the safety of young women. Because I have a daughter. You have a daughter, all right? I'm not a fan that my kid goes to use a restroom with biological male in it, because I've seen a lot of shit happens, right? You know, there's been a lot of cases where rape has happened. The dude identifies as a woman, but he's still going after a chick, right? State jail in New Jersey. They let biological, transgenders, biological males as transgender go in there, and all of a sudden there's a fucking pregnancy spread. You know what I mean? Amongst women. I mean, what the fuck you think it's gonna happen? You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah.
So this is to me, this is where there needs to be a harsh stop here, and something needs to give, because this is not fair to the women, the real women, in this world. And what this does, it takes opportunity away from women. I mean, women is right. Where the fuck are they right now? I need the feminism movement to really get their asses out of the way. They've been fighting for this equality all their lives, and all of a sudden they are looking the other way to this kind of shit, because they looked away when Leah Thomas got Woman of the Year. They looked away when Leah Thomas was winning all those championships. All right, they looked away. They're bashing fucking Riley Gaines for saying that you know what, you're just being a bigot. No, you're not. No, she's not. She's defending her hard work. And she's defending pretty much every little girl out there that's playing women's sports, right? So what makes us stop at that? We're going to see kids in their teenage years playing high school sports. Biological males playing high school sports like it's happening now. Little League. Because we got some fucking parents who are fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
I just
no, and the safety, dude. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hit a chick and break her jawbone in the first couple rounds, and oh my gosh, look at the power of Angel, new name Angelina. So
dude,
and they're gonna allow them to choose the division, like the category or the weight class they want to fight. What the fuck?
Oh God, this just gets worse, and I fucking can't. I just maybe it's because I'm like from the old school where it's men versus men, women versus women. As a matter, what? I would be. Did CeeDee Lamb just score? Because I got him in a parlay.
I don't know. I'm not watching the game, but
I had 92-yard TD reception.
Holy crap! He's almost passed. And what was the over? You got him on the yardage too, right?
Yeah, 84.5.
God damn! In one play.
Yeah, but I also need more to hit. But regardless of that fact,
that's a good start.
But I would be okay if like the NBA and the WNBA merged and you had men and women on the same team together. Like, could you just picture that?
No, that'd suck, dude.
No, I think it would be interesting.
The chicks are never gonna play.
Yeah, they will, because they'd have like that high school rule where like everybody gets to play a quarter.
They won't. I mean, there's a reason why the WNBA makes a lot less money. But here's a good point too.
Even that is unfair, because now you see, and I'll commend NBA players for this. And maybe the other thing I said was maybe because the whiskey's hitting a little bit, but regardless, I commend NBA players for showing up and supporting the WNBA, because it's sending a message.
It's their sister league.
It's like, hey, listen, if we can go and watch them play, then they deserve more pay. And not only that, a lot of those women are talented. I mean,
No,
any
they
of
are.
those, any women, right? Any woman in the WNBA right now could fucking beat me one-on-one.
Oh, absolutely. It could be me too, 1-on-1.
Think of hell, you, me, Garrett, fucking Aaron from Brutally Honest, and Garrett's co-host, the two dudes, could friggin' form a team right now and play friggin' the fucking New York Liberty. We get smoked in the first 5 minutes.
Dude, we could play 5-on-2 against them, 5-on-3, and they'll beat us. They'll beat the fuck out of us in a full court. It'll be insane.
Oh, I can tell you right now, within the first 30 seconds, I'll be on the bench lighting a fucking big top Tommy. So,
dude, I played ball this past Tuesday with a bunch of friends of mine, and let me tell you something, dude, I was gassed. Like after like the next 21, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't. I mean, I remember, dude, I look like RoboCop. I have a fucking knee brace that kind of like patches my whole shit up because of my ACL, and so I was still hitting J's, but man, I was so exhausted. Not even funny. So exhausted. We had some beers afterwards, which was kind of cool. That was the highlight of the evening. You know what I mean? We pounded some beers in the parking lot of the clubhouse. Yeah, baby, let's go. But yeah, this is something that I think it just not happened. It honestly is fairness and safety, my two biggest points.
Yeah,
because it's not safe. I don't care. Again, cutting your shit off or transition. I don't even know what a transition fucking surgery is. I mean, you tuck it back in. I don't know what the hell they do. Or hormone treatments. Taking less hormones doesn't make you less stronger. If you're a dude,
I think what they do. If I think
they're still gonna lift weights, bro. They're still gonna lift weights, man.
I think I read it somewhere where kind of like what you do with a pedophile, like chemical castration. I think maybe they do something like that instead of an actual surgery. But regardless, and then the next thing you'll hear is, oh, well, we're doing this, but both parties have to sign a waiver. Oh, okay. So now we have to sign a waiver to get our so that way then this fucking 6'5" human being who now identifies as a woman can pummel my fucking face into nothing. Yeah, no fucking thank you.
Dude, a guy that weighs 125, a boxer that weighs 125, a male boxer that weighs 125, let's say 110, right? Flyweight, right? And a woman boxer in the same weight class that weighs 110, the physicality and the look are totally different. Yeah. All right. When they lift weights together, the development is totally different. The guy develops a lot faster. Because remember, it's not like that person's going to go in there and not lift weights to train, right? It's not like that person. I mean, most male that are going to do this were former male boxers. All right. You're not going to have me transition into a chick, cutting my nuts off, taking the hormones and go box somebody because, okay, I got my ass kicked. But somebody that's going to do this is a trained individual that did it at one point or a certain level. And they sucked at it. But guess what? Against inferior competition, like the swimmer has proven, Leah Thomas, that person is going to rule. And this one is not swimming, because swimming, you're not touching anybody.
No.
This, you're making contact. You could fuck somebody up with a punch. People have died in the ring. All right.
You know, or even that the one in track who transitioned over and he's just fucking like Usain bolting everybody.
Annihilated. This person.
I mean, but where does the line get drawn here?
At this point, it hasn't, because this right here, they just took that line and fucking erased it and said, let's draw it somewhere else.
No, what they did was they took that line and said, fuck that line. Yeah. And we're going all the way to hell over here, way past it, and fuck what you think. That's pretty much what they're saying.
That's
like,
exactly what they did.
We don't give a shit what you think, what you say. And then people like you and me who are speaking truthful about it are the ones that are going to get friggin' shit on for it, when you should shit on these people for allowing it. Yep. And then you're going to shit on somebody, for a woman, mind you, who's speaking out against it. And as a matter of fact, where are all the women? I bet you if I asked my ex-wife right now, if she was a boxer, she wouldn't do it.
It's what I say, brother. Where's the feminism movement that fought all these years for equality against men? They need to be. This is like the worst thing, anti-feminism I've ever seen in my freaking life. All right, more than the swimmer. This whole allowing men to compete in women's sports is anti-feminism. And if they don't step up for this shit, I don't know. Again, it baffles me, bro. We just glorified beating some women up, bro.
This may sound chauvinistic, and it's not trying to come off as that. So for any female watchers or listeners, this isn't to sound like the male chauvinistic pig, but
Cancelled.
Go ahead.
Men are more dominant in sports.
Yeah, that's not chauvinistic.
It's okay.
Biologically proven, dude. It's biology.
I mean, we've seen women goaltenders. The Tampa Bay Lightning had one back in the day. For those who forget, we had one of those. what college was it that had a female field goal kicker?
Yeah, but they make her kick field goals from like the 20-yard line. They can't kick a 55-yard line or a 60 or a 75, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she could have because she was a soccer all-star apparently in the college she went to. But
there's a reason why they put her in there and an extra point.
This here is like saying, hey, Mike Tyson, you want to get back into boxing and fucking destroy people? Just cut your fucking jailhouse gas pump dick off and go beat the shit out of somebody who's built like Paris Hilton. I mean, that's what he's saying.
Dude, okay, let's look at it from a standpoint of wrestling, right? Look at all these women that are jacked. Remember China? Rest in peace. China was jacked. China gets into a ring with a boxer that's built like, well, not built like me. Let's say my height, 5'9", but he's 190 in muscle. He'll fucking knock her out.
Yeah,
they'll knock her the fuck out. As big as China was, China, they made it look she could lift somebody up and body slam her fakely. That's what wrestling is. Nobody's really getting, they get hurt because of all the aerial shit, but. Again, put her in the ring or put the strongest women in the ring with somebody that's a former boxer. And I don't care if the boxing was any good, but he's in shape. And the dude's got to knock her out. It's just the facts. It's the facts. Feminism, step the fuck up. This shit needs to stop.
Yeah, please, come on.
All right, man. But this is a great headline. U.S. boxing to allow men who have their junk cut off to beat up women. I know it's a little extreme, but if this shit doesn't fucking make you read an article and start petitioning somebody, then... I don't know what would.
I just want to know where the fuck all the people are who want to cancel everything on God's green earth. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck are all you people? The people that protest standing in front of traffic to fucking fight for like, oh, you shouldn't wear an alpaca sweater because alpacas are like going extinct or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Where the fuck are all you jerk offs?
I mean,
wait, I know where all of you are. You're in Aaron Rodgers' dark cave retreat area, taking fucking ayahuasca and just having yourself a good time and just ignoring what's really going on. That's where you guys are. I love that I'm drinking during this.
The fucking PETA people, bro, who are like staying out of the fucking zoo saying that these animals are getting abused. No, they're not, bro. They got taken out of the wild because they couldn't survive. And guess what? They're giving them a chance to live, you dumb fucks.
All they're doing is shaving their fur off.
Fucking
Jesus Christ
almighty.
Oh, God. I'm so glad. I literally thank my father every day that he managed to make me conceived in the 80s where we weren't soft ass pussy-fied bitches, because there was I wish I could have found the video because I wanted to send it to you, because I know I send you a lot of fucking videos on TikTok. Like every video I find hilarious, I'm like, send it to me, man.
I've been tagging a few. I didn't tag all of them because we're gonna hit a lot of them tonight. But damn, we could have hit every single one of them. But I try to pick the best one that I thought were funniest.
But there's one where there's this guy and he's describing like our generation to the current generation. He's like, our generation, we didn't care about the truth no matter how hard it hit. You guys are afraid of the truth. And this is what this situation is going to determine who's, in essence, who's real about what they stand up for and who's fake. That's what this is going to prove. This right here, what we just discussed, is probably going to get people to wake up a bit. And maybe we're going to bring, like Big Tom Tommy always says, old school for life. It's not just a saying. It's because we need to go back to that.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
We need to go back there because this is getting ridiculous. Everybody's so sensitive about everybody's afraid to hear the truth. Everybody's afraid of the truth. Why? Because it hurts?
Uh-huh.
That's why the saying is, the truth hurts, because it does, whether you like it or not. The truth is what the truth is. People can have their own truths that are false narratives, or you can hear the real truth, which is what you heard just now. So, if you're a woman that stands for this,
then your priorities are fucking fucked up.
No.
Yeah, I gotta go to confession soon, bro, because this world's gonna end. Shit, man, this is bad.
I unfortunately can't step foot in the church because I've done so much dumb shit in my life that the holy water will bubble and Jesus will come off the cross and walk right up to me and be like, "Sir, you need to vacate my premises." And I'll be like, "Yes, Jesus, I will."
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. He saved a couple of thieves on the cross, man. He'll save you too.
Yeah.
Not to get religious on you.
Hey, listen, it's all good. Sometimes,
sometimes you need it, brother. Trust me.
It's all right to get religious once in a while. Just like it's all right for me to drink whiskey once in a while. I'm glad I decided. Normally, I don't drink during an episode, but
No, you don't. You don't.
I think it's kind of.
I fucked you up, bro. I sent you too much shit to fire you up today, man. It's you know what I mean.
Well, we haven't gotten to the best one yet, so don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, you saved this one. It's 2 weeks old, and you saved the douchebag of the week. You're okay with going with a second douchebag too, right? The other one.
Oh,
That's a good one too.
Listen, I'm good for whatever. I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, I wish people could see like the messages like that we send each other. I'm like, bro, with this amount of content, we could go like all fucking night long. Like, it's fucking. And the fact that when I did episodes and I would go to like mention that topic, and then I'd leave it like on a cliffhanger. Like I would start getting riled up and then dial it down. I'd be like, well, you'll get to listen to it on Cigar and Sports, but then, you know, obviously you fell ill and we couldn't do it. Yeah. So I'm like, I can't discuss it without doing it here. Because I think live and seeing me react to it and just, I think all that, I think people will be like, yep, this cat's pissed. As Back It Up Binge podcast, yep. My dad's generation, World War II generation, warts and all.
Yeah, let me read it for you.
Yeah, you read it.
I got it bigger on my screen. My dad's generation, World War II generation, warts, all greatest generation. That's true. You always knew where you stood. You acted like an idiot. They called you an idiot. That's true. That's true. You know.
And what's funny is that's what my dad used to say. Like I remember, I got what was it? Some stupid shit, and I wound up in the Nassau County Jail. And I figured, all right, I'll call my dad because he'll come bail me out, whatever. Nope. He said, you're dumb enough to get in there, you're smart enough to get out, and let me sit there for 3 fucking days.
And fucking taught you a lesson.
Oh, yeah, it did, because I've never been back inside a cell since. And let me tell you something, those 3 days, well, the 3 days I was there was going to court, and then when I was back, I stayed in my cell because I protected my ass.
No, it's, look, my old man is no longer living, but he was born in the 40s. Same concept, right? Even you know, like again, I wasn't born in the United States, but I've been here like what? I'm 45. I came here when I was 9, so do the math, right? I've been here longer than anybody else. But my dad's generation, same thing. I mean, it was one of those old school that it was all about hard work. It's about fucking, you know, be honest, bust your ass, and don't take shit from people. And in your way, and be kind. Don't fucking be an asshole. You know what I mean, dude? Don't be a dick. You could be a douche, you know, and you could be somebody that's straightforward and they call you an asshole, but don't be an ass. Don't hurt all the people on purpose. Only fuck the people up that deserve to get fucked up. Don't do that. And it's kind of like that, you know. You straightforward, and I kind of teach my kids the same thing. You know, I'm a little more pulled back because my old man was hardcore. You know, our parents were shit. You know, my fucking bells and remote control remotes and shit like that. They will beat you in the head over shit. You know what I mean? Stuff that they will call the cops on us right now, but. It's more of that. It's more of an account that I pass down to my kids. Same message in a different form, but it's the same thing. Guys, look, dude, don't be an idiot. Stand up for what you believe, right? Don't let yourself get taken down by somebody else because they think they're better than you and think they're smarter than you. Nobody's smarter than anybody else. All right. If that was the case, then you have a bunch of geniuses running around here, being millionaires, and there's only 1%. That have that. So
yeah, I mean, that's even like with my dad. Like, he never, I could say he never like threatened me with physical violence because all I needed was the look.
Yeah, my mom was the one to beat the shit out of me.
And you know the dad look where it's like you got 3 seconds to retract what you just said or did before you're getting these hands. And 9 times out of 10, I would push it to the limit. And be like, yeah, see, Back It Up Binge knows the look.
Yep.
Yeah, the look, it's like, what'd you just fucking say?
And God forbid.
Do you want to take that back now before right and left come out and teach you the lesson of real life?
And with my old man, if I got stupid and he was drinking, holy shit, watch the fuck out. You know what I mean? Watch the fuck out, dude. Look, back to Binge Up. My dad was a cop. Yeah, dude. Those cops back then didn't fuck around. All right. Oh.
Well, those cops back then too. It's funny because they
had a code also.
I was watching Gotti, the John Travolta one.
Is it any good?
I like it. It's one of those. It's like if you watch I think the Ananda Santi one is more It's a bit better,
Okay.
but the Gotti with Travolta is more from John Jr.'s
Okay.
side of like how do his view of his life and how everything went. But like he made a valid point when it comes to like the cops back then, that they served two masters. One was obviously the NYPD, and the other master was whatever mafia member boss paid the most money for you to go and get somebody who went after one of their own. Like in case when and it actually played perfect into the scene where after Quack Quack Ruggiero tried having Anthony Gaspipe Casso whacked. So they sent Jimmy Heidel to kill him, but he failed. And then they found out it was Jimmy Heidel, and the cops went and kidnapped him and brought him to Gaspipe Casso.
Okay.
I'm such a mafia historian, it's beyond me. And they brought him to like this basement, and he like hangs him, and he's like, "It's just you and me in a basement. I got all day. I got all week." And he's like starts torturing him. He's like sticking like ice picks in his fucking balls and shit. Then eventually, when he gives up the name, he just shoots him in the head. He goes, "See? Is that so fucking hard?"
Right.
But the cops back then did serve two masters. Yeah, some of them still do now. I mean, you see the one NYPD cop who got arrested for trafficking fucking heroin or whatever it was.
Oh man, I feel bad for the NYPD cops, bro. They're getting such a fucked up share deal in New York, man. No support, no backup.
I'm not really a fan of cops because of a personal incident that happened in my childhood from somebody that I know that was killed from a cop for no reason whatsoever. I'm not really going to elaborate into the story. Off air, I'll tell you about it. But NYPD cops to me are the most underpaid, overworked cops that there are. Because I live in Suffolk County, and all they do is bust your balls for a license plate pull being out and do nothing else. It's fucking. Every
NYPD cop, and I had a few of those friends of mine in New York. I took the actual police exam and I passed it. I just never went into the academy. I had 4 friends of mine that did, and I think they're all not cops anymore. I think they've done 20 years or less, and a few of them didn't even retire, especially in the last 10 years. Former mayor really fucked these guys up pretty bad. When Giuliani was there, it was a different story. So a lot of these guys tell me the same thing. I'm like, dude, it's fucked up. And when you have people like, and I don't want to get I don't want to get politics involved, but here in Florida, when you have the governor saying, I don't care who you are, you come down and get copped out here in Florida from out of state, I'm going to pay you 10 grand bonus, and we're going to pay you more. And you're going to appreciate it. That's why Florida has so many fucking cops. A lot of them have moved from New York, like Chicago, whatever the fuck it is, to come and live here because they are appreciated more. Because again, look, dude, I know cops do abuse power on some services and anything else. But I think if you, I've gotten stopped a shitload of times. Look at me, bro. All right. Number one, I'm Latino. All right. First name is Leonel Lorenzo. Last name is Lorenzo, which is a whole lot easier than saying my first name.
Yeah.
I look Middle Eastern, bro, with my beard. Okay. That's number one. Look at it. If I could take off my hat. All right, dude. I look fucking Arab, right? And I've never spoken Arab a day in my life. When I used to live in New York, I used to get confused for every single deli I used to go in. You know what I'm saying? And I got stopped in Suffolk County, Nassau County, here in Florida, and the fucking worst redneck fucking parts in the world, bro, where they fucking sling you and feed you to your cousin. But I've never gotten stupid.
You know what's funny? Could you just do a TikTok video pretending to be the guy who does? You figure like when they make the fucking weird sandwiches and
okay.
Don't
forget the bibs. Never. No, it's funny. You want to know? Not to make fun, but I used to go to the. Dude, I used to go to the store, and again, let me take off my hat so you could be a little more. So I would have my beard, right, fucking shaved head, because back then I had more hair, way more hair. That's why I cut my hair. But every once in a while in the summer, I would go like this, and I would go into the store, and it happens to be, an Arab brand store or whatever the case may be. There's certain parts in Queens, right, that you went in there, and I used to hang out all over the fucking place. I'd be like, yo, let me get a pack of gum and a pack of condoms, and the guy will look back at me, give me the pack of gum and condoms, and he'll be like, I'm like, what? Oh, my friend, I'm sorry. I thought you were from my country. I'm like, no, I'm not from your country. Give me the fucking pack of condoms. You know what I'm saying, dude? Falafel's in the street, dude. Right? Hey, let me get a falafel with some shit. The little cart guy. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I thought you were from my country. I was like, no, thank you. But give me the fucking falafel. Here's $5. It's like, I would get, dude, 9/11 happened. I would get like, okay, my friend, you need to come over here. But dude, I haven't even made the fucking, I haven't gone through the metal detector. I just come over, because, they used to just pick you. out of the damn thing. Take off your shoes, take off your belt, take off your pants, you know, take off your fucking underwear, unpack everything. I was like, dude, I hated flying during that time. I'm like, bro, listen, last name is Lorenzo, and first name, even though it's not a traditional name, it's still not Middle Eastern. It's Eleonel. You know, if I give you the Spanish fucking pronunciation, you want the English one, Lionel. You know, it's like, so it's, where the hell do you see me? I mean, shit, man. When my wife didn't believe that shit, I said, we started flying together. And she'll be like, oh, fuck me. We would leave to the airport like an hour before because, I mean, in my honeymoon in Antigua, bro, I am getting like, oh, sir, I need you to come over here. I'm wearing flip-flops, bro. And hung over like a motherfucker, a beard, because I was like, you know, partying my ass off, shorts and flip-flops and a T-shirt, you know, that fucking had an American flag, and I still get pulled over and sit in the fucking chair.
There's one thing I love with those Arab guys, though, and I could thank them for the best childhood I ever had. Never ID'd me for beer at all. Because,
they don't give a fuck.
Because growing up in New Hyde Park, it was always like, all right, we got to walk to this Shell station on Hillside Avenue that borders Queens.
Yeah, exactly.
And walking in New Hyde Park to Floral Park is a lot quicker than living in Suffolk County. Like, living in Suffolk County, you want to walk somewhere, you better take an Uber, a Lyft, or you better have a fucking motorized bike.
Back then, there was none of that shit, dude, all right? You made the fucking walk, though, or took the bus.
So everybody's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to this Shell station because fucking MC Punjabi or whatever the fuck is, and again, not a knock on Arabs, it just happens to be one of the guys that did one of my favorite Jay-Z songs, that song where, whatever, right? So we used to go there, and where I lived was in Amico at the corner of Jericho Turnpike. So we were playing wiffle ball.
Damn, dude. You're bringing up memories.
And I go, yo, I'm going to go to Amico real quick. I'm going to go grab a 12-pack. They're not going to sell to you. Come back with 2 12-packs. I'm like, yeah, and what? And then that was it. You go at any time, and they're like, oh, yes, I know you, sir. I know you.
Hey, I know your father. Here, take the 12-pack, my friend. Say hi to your pops for me. You know, there you go.
Yeah, and the best part was, like, yeah, you don't know my fucking dad. You weren't working here when he got gas here back in the day. Your father might have known my dad, but I'm the son, and you're his son, so now we know each other, so now you know what's up.
No, you're right. They're right for shit. Because I remember doing the same thing, going and getting 2 6-packs and shit like that. And mainly where I lived in East New York, you know, there was no, there were bodegas, no delis. But those guys still sold to me because they knew you in the neighborhood, they knew my old man. But when I, you know, as I got older and I started driving, and I would go to Queens, and you know, you start a venture once you're driving, and you know, you stayed out of that.
There was nothing better than that. The minute I remember living in Queens at my grandma's house, and the day I got my license, I come home. Well, I go back to my grandparents' house because I use my dad's car to pass the road test. I come back, and immediately I'm like, my grandpa, I'm like, can I use the car? Sure, go ahead. Driving to Roosevelt Field Mall. I got the new Busta Rhymes in there.
Oh shit!
I'm freaking like, I'm on a landline. Yes,
tape that, bro.
There were landlines back then. You know, these phones attached to cords where you couldn't go so far with them unless you had a cordless phone. And we were driving to Roosevelt Field Mall, and this is the first time I'm like, you know, I mean, I drove with a permit alone,
going solo,
you know, like licensed in a car that's like insured by my grandfather. Now it's like, I know I can't smack this up. And then like my aunts call me, where are you? I'm like, I'm at the mall. Oh, okay, because you know, you kind of got grandpa's car out there, and you know, he's kind of getting worried. I'm like, tell him don't worry about it. I'm not drinking and driving yet.
No, dude. Hey man, listen, I had a roll of quarters, bro. And my best friend was those few drive-through fucking public phones in some of the gas stations, but you could actually drive next to it, dude, and lower your fucking window.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a pager too, you know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody's beeping me, bro. Find my fucking find a payphone, dog. Pull over.
I used to have the Skynet.
The Skynet. You have the one with the news and shit, bro. The one that gave you the sports scores.
Yeah.
That's big time, bro.
That one for a while.
That's big time Tommy right there, bro. That's big time Tommy right there, dude.
Big time Tommy probably had like fucking 5 of them on his fucking belt.
Big time Tommy probably fucking ran the whole block with nothing but pagers around.
Let me tell you, speaking of that, I don't know if you heard, but I guess, well, I guess I'll say it here. They are shooting, because you did ask me about this. Mm-hmm. They are, I think, in March.
Okay.
They are going to start shooting season 3. I sound like I slurred there for a minute. shooting season 3 of Gravesend.
All right. Cool. So that means it'll be out towards the end of the year.
And I asked Will DeMayo this one thing. Please give Big Time Tommy more scenes and more lines, because his most iconic line in season 2 is, "How about that broad on the pole blowing me?"
Yeah, dude. And also, wasn't he there too with Fran Drescher at the end there when they're doing the party up and shit up in Brooklyn? You know what I mean? With his bitches.
Well, Fran Drescher is in a lot of episodes because Hernan DeSanti's in it, and he plays like the mob boss of Philly.
Yep.
So she plays the sister of Hernan DeSanti's
I know.
character. And
She can still get it.
Oh yeah, she could, but I honestly, her voice used to annoy me in The Nanny because I
Not
felt
anymore.
she enunciated it, but then like in that show, I'm like, it's not that bad at all.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah,
It's
I'm,
kind of
like,
hot, you know.
I'm sitting there watching at 2-3 a.m. I'm like, maybe I'll hit her up on Twitter and see if she's
Go
available.
ahead. Let me slide in her DMs. You know what I mean?
I'll slide in Frank Drescher's DMs any day of the week.
Ready?
I'm not.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
I'm coming with all the bangers, bro. It's the end of the year. I'm coming with all the bangers. I created all these last night, man. My wife and the kids actually took off to my in-laws, and I said, I'll stay here. And for New Year's, usually they're not going to be partying that much anyway. So, and because I was feeling under the weather and, and all that stuff, I was you know what? I usually would go with them, spend there, come back Monday before I go back to work on Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, but I have some time. They left this morning, and I made all these clips this morning. I had like a bunch of different things. You know me, man. I try to get creative with the internet, like these young kids trying to keep up with these fuckers, because our content is 1,000 times better than these motherfuckers. Minus the technical advances these fuckers have, but we keep it pretty well.
You know what I love now? Well, first off, Abuelito was upset that we couldn't do it last week.
Tell him I apologize.
I said, listen, man. I said, E-Man got sick. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to fucking like? I'm like, listen. I'm like, if I could, I'd fucking FedEx Express him like a care package to like get better real quick. I'm like, but listen. I'm like, he messaged me the day of, and he was like, listen, I would be no good to do this. It would just be me like this, and I could picture it. It'd be like this,
dude.
yeah. Like,
I was fucked up. I started Thursday, to Thursday night, and it just hit me like a fucking. I've been fighting it right through since Wednesday, but Thursday night hit me like a fucking bottle rocket, dude. And I didn't go to work. I'm like, when I texted you, I was at home all fucked up, and I had so much shit to do because I was going on vacation.
I had that back.
I remember,
like a few weeks ago, and right
before Thanksgiving, right? Right before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? I think it was after Thanksgiving. Is that Thanksgiving, right?
I think it was before or after. I don't know. I can't keep track of this shit. But like, I remember back before it was COVID, right? And I was really sick. Like, I couldn't even walk. And like, I had to set things up for me to get up and move so I could like push off of things.
Yeah.
Just to take a piss.
That's bad.
Like, I've always told my bosses this one thing. I will never call out sick unless I can't fucking walk.
Me too.
So like with the DM I have now, he's a really cool laid back DM with me.
That's because you probably do what you do your fucking job. That's why he doesn't.
Yeah, because I do what's expected, whether I agree with it or not.
Yeah.
Like with the amount of reports we have to do, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Unlike these fucking Gen Zers.
So, like, I've always told them, if I text you, I'm not coming in. Just know I literally cannot fucking move, or I am that sick. And a lot of the text messages are, I'll come to work, but I will be sitting on the toilet all fucking day. Yeah. So if you want to send me like an iPad or a Microsoft tablet that isn't used by Deshaun Watson to find a massage parlor, go ahead and do that, and I will show up to work. But other than that, my ass will be at my house, sleeping and vomiting in a fucking bucket all day.
Yeah, and taking meds like a motherfucker.
And he goes, nope, get better, do whatever you got to do. But at my job, you have these other bosses where they're like, nope, they show up regardless. And I'm like, dude,
and it gets other people sick. It gets other people sick too.
It's that, and it's like, bro, we sell car parts. We're not saving lives. It's not like you're selling a fucking used heart to a hospital. You're selling a fucking alternator. Anybody could do that with any common sense, as long as you, as the mechanic, give us the right information.
Sure.
You're
looking up at a computer, bro, based on the information.
I come from so I work in the parts industry, And people probably know where I work because I've worn the shirt before, but I'm not gonna say it because if those people they might
don't.
Well, Abuelito works for me, so I'm his boss. So in essence, he's my bitch. But like dude, these people aren't mechanics anymore. What I call them is parts changers because they don't know how to diagnose correctly. Like you go to a shop nowadays and they'll tell you it's this. 3 days later, why don't I have my car? Oh, well, when we diagnosed it, we thought it was this, but now it's this, and now it's going to cost you this. You know, it's almost like Wheel of Fortune. Yep. They just spin the wheel, and it's like, okay, you came in for brakes. Oh, no, but you need a purge valve. And it's like my dad and my grandfather, rest in peace, I love my grandfather to death. Interesting story with him too. I'll get into that. But like my dad and my grandfather had a radiator shop in Queens on Springfield Boulevard. People like my dad and my grandfather were mechanics. And my grandfather used to hang out with the real Henry Hill, Jimmy Burke, and Tommy DeSimone.
Really? Nice.
He used to go to all the bars they were at. I honestly think my grandfather was connected a bit in a way because I never knew what he really did for work.
But he did okay.
But they had a deep, I mean, you know, the houses in Queens, they're big, but they're small inside. But he always managed to provide. And then my grandmother was even able to keep the house after he passed away. Like, my grandfather passed away in an OTB.
Really?
Yeah.
An OTB?
He was a bit of a gambler. And I guess I inherited that a bit. Although But he won on a race from the story I was told. Because I was there when it happened. Not in the OTB, but I was at my grandmother's when it happened. And he won on a race, had a heart attack. So he had to win a big amount to have a fucking heart attack and died in the OTB.
Hey, he died probably doing what he loved. No knock on that, dude. He died happy.
But you want to know what? My grandfather raised my twin uncles, who one ventured off to work for the local 3, one didn't and has his own business now, and raised 2 good guys out of it.
Nice.
So
hey, that's that generation, dude, that is not alive today. It's being extinct little by little, right? A lot of those were passed to us, and then now you have still people like ourselves in the 40s, maybe some late 30s that still have those same values. But man, 10 years younger or 15, different world. Remember, those 10-year younger people now have kids, and I started having kids late, right? So a lot of the kids, my kid is 6 years old. So a lot of those parents are not in their 40s. They're 35. You know what I mean, dude? Because they had them at 29 and they're 36, 4, some of them are 30 because they had them earlier on. And dude, some of the different conversations that we have when we do like school events and shit like that is like, there's a core 4 parents, right? Which we're all the same. We got a guy that's 51. He's a federal agent, but he had kids late as well. You know what I mean? He has an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old, and, it fits in the group together with my 10-year-old. And, something we actually get together. Well, we play well with them. We got a 41 or 42-year-old, and we all get together and we kind of have the same mentality. It's cancel culture bullshit. We fucking drink, we hang out. Our wives get together. It's like a nice little group that we actually made friends the last couple of years. And because for so many years that I lived in this community, because I've been fortunate enough, I busted my ass to work. I live in a great fucking gated community. You go through my fucking friend entrance and I got a big ass waterfall and shit like that. And when I tell my friends, I would never thought in my wildest dream I'm going to accomplish to live in an area, the house that I have. I'm like, fuck that. I don't belong here. It's, if you look at my past, I don't fucking belong here. I earned to be here because I busted my ass. Me and my wife, I fucking earned my right because I really worked my ass off, and I'm still working my ass off. It's not like I stopped, you know what I mean? But the fact that, we hang out, there's some other people here, but I got these fucking froofy looking motherfuckers, gluten-free, vegan bastards, get the fuck out of my, I mean, it's like, oh, fuck you, dude. Me and my wife is younger than I am, but she's an old school mentality. She's, my wife is 7 years younger than I am. She just started 39. She'll kill me by saying her age. She looks young as fuck.
I will say this because I have seen you post videos with her, and I will say this: she does not look 39.
She looks younger.
Yeah. So I'm gonna It's not like
Thank you.
saving you. It's just an honest opinion.
Oh, I'll tell her
And,
that. She's gonna love you. She's gonna love you for that, bro. She's gonna love you for that, bro.
And not only that, if she's made you a better man,
She has.
then
Her whole family has. Her family is. They've done well for themselves, and they raised the kids with the same fucking values. Because her dad comes from and her mom, same thing, bro. You know, his dad is a one of 7, right? Fucking butcher. You know, fucking raised a butcher. All right, dude, at a fucking AMP. All right, you know what I mean? Put all 7 kids through school.
That fucking AMP.
Exactly.
I remember fucking AMP.
You know what I'm saying?
There was an AMP on the corner of fucking Jamaica Avenue and like 224th Street.
Yeah.
There was an AMP everywhere.
Back in the day. That was the shit. That was the Publix down here in Florida, or Pathmark, or the fucking whatever the fuck was in New York. You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, he grew up that way. His mother came from a military family. You know, her dad, retired Navy, fought in the fucking Korean War. Her brother, God rest in peace, was a fucking special ops who served this country. And there were individuals that worked their ass off. Good old America, right? It's the thing that my father immigrated here for. Risk his life, risk our lives, because after he came here, it was like, dude, the only way I get you out is fucking some shit. And hold on a second, bro. Hold on, somebody's made an appearance.
I
ain't no bitch. Abuelito is in the house.
Abuelito, first off, how many rum drinks are you in? 2, how many times has your stepdaughter come up to annoy you at the window? How many times has Bella tried to attack her? And 3, are you like somewhat coherent?
And tell us you're mixing tonight. I'm just drunk. Abuelito, you're the man.
That's my dispatcher.
You're the man, bro. You're the man, brother. Logistically happening.
Cheers, Abuelito.
Salud to Abuelito.
Chin
all right,
down.
my man. Let's get on these fucking playoffs, baby. Ready? All right. So listen, my man, we gotta hit the playoff machine here shortly. Let's hide this comment. Technically, we have a scenario here. Let me go ahead and pull up the playoff machine here.
That's a lot of scenarios. Apparently, the Steelers could still be the 7th seed, even losing to Seattle, which I'm going to be honest here. As a Steeler fan, I like that they're going to keep Kenny on the bench. This is why.
They have to.
This is why. Kenny is your future. Year 3 is going to tell you if he was worth taking him at 20. In most cases, Kenny, to me, gets the pass because you've had an inept offensive coordinator, bad coaching decisions all around, that you have to give him year 4 to prove that. Usually by year 3, we're deciding if a guy's a bust.
He gets a Daniel Jones treatment because he's gone the same path. All right, think about it.
Yes, and that is, and it's surprising because when I have mentioned that, people go, "How?" And I go, "Well, look, they've gone through how many different coordinators,
same thing.
At different points in their career. Even though Daniel Jones was in the league before Kenny Pickett, but their stories are still very similar. Not only are they similar in that fact, they're similar in this too. Offensive lines have been shitty.
Yep. And again,
when they should have been good.
Lots of offensive coordinators, all right, that Danny Dimes went through. And year 3 is when he made that leap because that's when they got Brian Dable.
Abuelito, by the way, I've been hitting it. It's about a quarter of the way into it already.
Yeah, I'm a little, I got a little Toscano.
And not only that, I'm holding in my piss right now, so.
Hey, man, feel free, man, because I'm about to hit the corner now. I'm still good. I'm not drinking beer, so this is a little
and not only that, I think a lot of people got to know us more personally before, which is something that, like, a lot of people, like, I'll get a message like, "Hey, how come when you do a show, you don't get, like, personal?"
We do all the time.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We do it every single show.
I'm like, when me and E-Man get together, or are you not watching it? Because if you're not, then go watch like the past 5-6 episodes we've done, because somehow we'll get into a topic that ties into like something, whether it's something that's been in your past or my past, or in your present or my present. Like, I'm not afraid to hide who I am. Sorry, I'm not Batman. I don't wear a mask and a fucking cape flying around fucking New York City saving friggin' people from crackheads. Sorry, I'm not doing that.
No, I mean, we share a lot of and that looks, and like I said, bro, one of the things that you and I when we first started this, we all, even with your show and my show, before you and I started collaborating, we always, incorporated a lot of personal views that kind of associated with our upbringing. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, that's why, we kind of rub people the wrong way, but a lot of people like us because of our bluntness and our transparency. Put it that way. It's mainly transparent. We're like, none of us are fucking lying here. Yeah, it's like what you see is what you get.
And the thing is, when I started this, because like my ex-wife and her boyfriend were like, did you ever think about doing a sports podcast? They're like, because you talk sports all the time. And me and her boyfriend talk sports a lot. And we see a lot of things in the same way. And he's a fellow Giants fan, by the way. So I actually want to try to get him to come on, because he used to do episodes with me for a period of time. I actually asked him if he would consider doing them again, and he was kind of like, I've been feeling blah, but I want to get back into it. And I was like, well, getting out of the blah is just getting back into it.
Yep. What the fuck is the 352?
I don't know. He's fucking drunk. He's just probably fucking typing. But like I told him, I was like, it was hard for me to transition because I started solo. Then I had him on for an episode, and then I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just do it with me? Then we were doing them like weekly. Sometimes we're doing them 3-4 times a week at one point. And then work scheduling, because he does construction and shit. So like he's working at one point he's working all the time because he owns his own business.
Okay.
And
he has to work.
Yeah. So if we schedule something for a Sunday, he's like, oh, I can't do it. I got to work. So I'm like, all right, I'll run it without you. And then it became more me going back to doing solo, which I was afraid to do, but it's panned out. But I'm like, I show Abuelito like the old videos of me and Jay doing it, and I'm like, you know what? I miss doing it like this sometimes, because
he's more than welcome to hit it up, man.
Because like me doing it by myself is one thing, but sometimes I need that counterpart to bounce off of. Like it's like, all right, well, what's your opinion? And then it's like, all right, okay, that's your opinion. And if I agree with it, yeah, I agree with it. If not, then like we could debate it then and there. Not like, well, I won't get into that because that'll spoil the other part of the show.
Yeah.
Because I know where you're going. I know who your other douchebag is, but I can't hold this, so I'm gonna mute the mic real quick before we get into the next one. So you have to continue the show for a minute. And that means, and the saddest part is, this has a built-in microphone, so I'm even leaving this behind. So I don't think.
Oh man, let me go ahead and let me share the playoff machine here real quick.
Or you know what? Do you want to do this? How about this? Because this will take me as long as the Bet USA.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do the. All right. I'll go ahead and do the our clip here. Let me give you a word from our sponsors at Bet US. All right. While Jim goes and fucking drains the one-eye snake right here. So, hey, here's a word from our sponsors at Bet US. They have the biggest sign-on bonus in the business of 125% sign-on bonus. All right. Up to $2,500. So the link for this discount is in my bio. So go ahead. Here's a word from our sponsors at Bet US. The largest sign-on bonus in the business. All right, it's not working. What the hell?
I've been to 56 straight home games.
I've tailgated 61 times.
I've been to 31 practices. I've collected 17 autographs.
I've had 27 beers spilled on me. Make that 28.
I've got one sports book.
I've got one sports book. I've got one sports book.
BetUS.com.
Sign up at BetUS and get a massive 125% bonus.
I told you I'd be back.
You'll be back. So let's break this down real quick. I'm going to start first and foremost, whoever clinch a playoff spot, right? And who clinched a division. So let's start with the AFC because that's your bread and butter. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens clinched a playoff berth. They haven't clinched the division just yet. You have the Miami Dolphins who clinch a playoff berth, right? So right now they're sitting 1-2. Ravens are first at 12-3. The Dolphins clutch win, which I wasn't expecting it against Dallas on Christmas, are 11-4. And you got your Cleveland Browns, who are 11-5, have clinched a playoff berth.
Not my Cleveland Browns.
Sorry, I'm saying, well, you're the ones you hate to fucking bash.
But for the Cleveland Browns fans that do watch and listen, the ones that know I bashed them, I'll give you. Listen, I've always prided myself on this. I will bash your team when you suck, when you're irrelevant, when you don't matter, when your fans are wearing garbage bags over their head. But one thing I'll give them credit for is this. For the knowledgeable ones, anyway. Because the unknowledgeable ones, you should have been shoved back up your mother's snatch. But I'll give you credit because you're diehards.
That you have to give credit. They are diehard, man.
I'll give you credit because you're diehards because you're there, win or lose. So
and they fucking suffer.
You suffered. You're almost like that guy at a bar who tries to get laid. Or, you know what? Cleveland, the knowledgeable Cleveland Browns fans remind me of Eddie Mush from A Bronx Tale, where they keep betting on the team to win and they always lose and they just suffer that way. But like, I can't knock Cleveland right now because it's like you look at every bad decision they've made and it's led to this.
Dude, look,
I can't. What can I say? I have to keep a tight lip. Like some people on Team Mom should have done, and they wouldn't have 6 kids.
Exactly. Look, listen, dude, they're like the guy, right, who goes out to a club, and that's probably me, who would go and ask the same chick out to dance 10 times, and you get rejected 10 times. And the 11th times, and the 11th time, you're so drunk that you go and ask the same bitch, and finally says yes, and you walk home with the number. Bro, shoot or shoot. You got to keep shooting the fucking rock.
I've done that where it's like, after a while, I'm like, because there was this club by Roosevelt Field Mall. It was actually
strategy, bro. It's my strategy. You wear them down. You got to wear them down, dude. You wear them down.
So like there was this Spanish restaurant called Blue Tequila. I don't know if it's there, but it was by Roosevelt Field Mall.
I've been there.
We were probably there at the same time then.
Dude, my homie lived in Baldwin. My buddy Dorian, back in the day, I would drive from East New York and meet him out there in a Chili's somewhere close to Roosevelt Bowl, and we'd get fucked up there for the 2-for-1s, and then we would end up there on a Friday night after we were hammered.
A buddy of mine from high school, Mike Mack, right, was his nickname because his last name starts with Mack. And he was a club promoter who became successful, and now he like does shit with Floyd Mayweather, but regardless. So like we would always get in for free because of him. So one of my ex-friends who was trying to bang one of my ex-girls behind my back, right?
Fuck that guy.
So I pulled the ultimate swindle move. So while he's trying to get with her, I'm in the club dancing with the girl he's trying to set me up with, which wasn't a bad-looking bitch, but the girl he was with wasn't as bad either. And then, let's put it this way, Fan in the Van made it a ménage à trois.
Oh, hell no.
No, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a hell yes. I'm sorry, man. I have to like.
Oh, hell yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then it's hilarious because it's like a scene from Jersey Shore where like the Situation and Vinny are trying to bang the same broad.
Yep.
So he's like, yo, I made you grilled cheeses. Yo, Situation trying to share. And he's like knocking at the door. And I was like, yo, I'll be out in like 2 minutes. And he's like, no, you won't. I'm like, you're right, I won't. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there on the bed, and it's just like, I'm in heaven. I'm like Deshaun Watson in Flushing.
Without paying for it.
Exactly, Deshaun.
He's actually at Chicas on Roosevelt Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. Chicas.
Yeah. 352 were the questions Jim asked. Again, Jim, 352. 352. Okay, I guess that's what, Yeah, whatever. What do you think, Jim?
Talking about the minute mark? I don't fucking know. Listen, Rob, I asked a lot of questions, and no, you're not as bad as Nelson because you're white and I can understand you. Nelson's a drunk Puerto Rican. We can't understand him drunk or sober.
All right. So we went in the NFC. Let's get back to the conversation here. The NFC, we have the San Francisco 49ers who've clinched the division. Eagles have clinched the playoffs. They're both 11-4. Detroit Lions have clinched the division at 11-4. And Dallas Cowboys have clinch a playoff berth at 10-5. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the playoff machines because we're going to do some scenarios here. All right, and I'm going to go back to week 17, which is this week right here. And we could actually click on games, wins, or losses here. Let me go ahead and share this shit. Let me go ahead and
I could see it, but not see it. This is why I need than like an iPad or
No,
something.
I got it. Yeah, you need something a little bigger, but let's come over here.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I got that zip 4-way pay thing. I just need to like.
It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good.
I've been looking into it, to be honest, but then it's like I asked my ex-wife, and she's like, "Well, it doesn't have enough gigabytes and this and that," because she knows all that technological bullshit. And I'm like, I'm really just doing it just so I can like share my screen. So like, if you're sharing something, then like I can
you can do it on the side.
So like I could share like Abadella Danger like with her tits out or something, and just like add some spark and controversy to the show. Be almost like the new Howard Stern, but like without the long hair, without like Beetlejuice next to me going like, I ain't doing nothing.
All right, let me see if I can share this again because I am having a hard time sharing this bitch here. This is a screen.
You and whiskey does to me.
Yeah, this is. That's why you never drink on the show.
Oh no, but we can because we don't work for ESPN. See, I think ESPN would be better if they allowed people to like have a cognac or two.
Yeah, or definitely do the.
I saw the most hilarious video on TikTok. Speaking of that, so it's this sheriff somewhere in like bumfuck pulls this girl over, and he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" She's like, "I had a Red Bull." She goes, "Smell my breath," and she goes, "Smell that? That's cognac." He goes, "Your mouth smells like cock."
Oh shit!
Imagine being. I don't know if this was staged or not, but that would be me as a cop. Like if you told me to smell your breath, I would tell you what your breath smells like. Especially when you look like one of those broads who will like, sleep with anybody for a shot of tequila, kind of like Rob's wife.
So I cannot share the damn screen, but I could just walk you through.
I could see the.
I'll walk you through it. Put it this way: right now, right, what are the games that we have? What are the games that matter? Right, in your case, you guys need to win this week for sure.
Listen, if from the Steelers standpoint,
you guys need to win this week.
I don't want us in the playoffs.
Well, you may not make it
because we're not a playoff ready team. And that's me being honest. I mean, you see it on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You have the Steeler fan base is like the most fucking dysfunctional fan base. It should be on Jerry They should dig up Jerry Springer, inject him with like steroids, because that's what this would be. Because it's like you're arguing about whether we should start Kenny Pickett or not. There's a Steeler fan that I follow. It was actually a Baltimore cop. He's been following the Steelers since like the 70s. Yep. And I respect his opinion a lot because he's very honest, when it comes to it. And he goes, "Why are we going to start Kenny when we're not a playoff team? And if Mason played good last week, let's just run with him again. And if we lose, we lose. It is what it is." I have no high hopes for this team this year.
So if you win this week, you will be 9-7. You will face Miami in the first round because you got to beat Seattle. Bengals have to lose.
And by the way, Devin Bush, you will do nothing in this game because Miles Jack, who retired for like 5 seconds, wanted to become a plumber, came back last week and had more tackles and sacks than you've had all year. So do me a favor, Devin Bush. Even though I have your jersey in the closet, which I'll wear it tomorrow just to be a dick.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
So put it this way: you guys need to win, and you need Seattle. You need the Bengals to lose, and you also need the Colts to lose. The Colts win.
The sad part is that we still don't even have to win to get the 7th seed.
Exactly. If the Colts win, you could still you still make the playoffs. The Colts don't make the playoffs. Colts still make the playoffs as a 4th seed, but they have to win. Colts lose again, and the Jags also need to win. Because right now that division where the Jags are, man, I don't know what the fuck the Jags are smoking, but it's up for grabs. All right.
I honestly don't know what I mean.
Dude, Texans win, and
I do a show with Garrett, and we'll be in the new year. We're coming back with Steel and Teal, but I don't know what happened to this Jaguar team. I don't know really if it's the offensive coordinator or is that Trevor's playing with so many injuries that it just caught up with him. I mean, Doug Peterson's the right guy to be there.
It is.
And ETN's the right running back. The wide receiver group you have is for Trevor Lawrence's skill set is right for him. I mean, Evan Ingram, granted, former Giant, has proved his worth in Jacksonville.
Dude, he's leading the team in freaking receiving yards. All right, he's nasty.
What Evan Ingram is to Trevor Lawrence is what Mark Andrews is to Lamar Jackson. But here's the thing: in that case, Lamar Jackson, knowing he doesn't have Mark Andrews, has found other comfortable people to throw to.
Yep.
I don't know if Trevor, and this is not a knock on Trevor's skill set at all, because I think Trevor is an NFL caliber quarterback. I always thought he was.
Yep.
But I think he's not comfortable throwing to anybody but Calvin Ridley.
Here's the crazy thing, right? You win, the Colts win, and the Texans win. You don't make the playoffs. The Colts make it in, and the Texans don't make it in. Now,
so I have to change my picks.
The Colts lose, all right, and the Texans win, and you win. You still don't make the playoffs. So you need the Colts and the fucking Texans to lose, and you guys to win to make the 7th seed.
This is why we should have fucking fired Matt Canada a year and a half ago.
And let's say you lose, right? Well, the Colts and the Texans lose, and of course the Jags win. You make the playoffs.
You're breaking my heart here.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys have so many outs. You guys have a lot of outs to make the playoffs. That's the sad part. At 8-8, you can still make the playoffs.
I don't want to be in it.
But you may make it like last year. You may make it by default here.
I didn't even want to be in the playoffs in Ben's last year because I knew we wouldn't get past fucking Kermit the Frog.
You will lose to Miami. Well, you know what, dude? I don't know. That defense is so good that you might surprise Miami.
Well, no, because Miami proved they could beat an above 500 team.
Yeah, and at home they're hard to beat.
And I picked Dallas because
me too.
This is the only game Garrett had on me in our Steel and Teal picks.
Yeah,
I picked Dallas because I went with the formula of Miami can't beat a 500 team, and then even after all that, Miami still pulled it off.
Dude, what's nuts is that the Jags can be out of this fucking thing. The Jags lose. All right. You guys win. We have the Colts winning and the Texans winning. Well, the Jags still make it in. You just fucking out of the play. It just affects you. Jags will make it, I think. They're going to make it regardless.
Well, the Jags should get in based on the fact that they beat the Texans, so that's a split.
Yeah, but they got to win, though, this week, because if they lose and the Colts and the Texans lose, Jags will make it in.
Oh, I picked the Jags this week against. We're gonna
hit the quick picks after this.
Yeah,
but that's the scenario. You guys still have you got like 1 out of 4 chances, which is not bad, or 1 out of 3. You got to win to hold your own future. You got to win. So like that, hopefully the chips may fall where, maybe the Raiders beat Minshew Mania.
I picked the Raiders, and you want to know why? You want to know why I picked the Raiders?
Why?
Because how about this, Raiders fans? If you are watching live, if you are listening, or watch this later, I'm going to tell you this. First off, I'm an 80s baby, NWA all the way. That's one. That's one, all right? Straight out of Compton. Antonio Pierce, take interim title off that man's name.
Dude,
please make him the head coach. Even though Max Crosby smokes the tiniest cigars in that locker room.
He's still a cigar smoker, though. You know what I'm saying?
I will credit Max Crosby this. Even though you're a great edge rusher, you're still not TJ Watt, hence the handle.
No.
DPOY. That's it, or whatever it says. Regardless, Max Crosby is a hell of a defensive player. Yep. And not for nothing, this is something that was interesting. Dallas went to the NFL to complain that Micah Parsons is not getting holding calls against him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all well and good. But guess what? You don't see the Rams doing that with Aaron Donald. You don't see the Browns doing that. Oh, by the way, Browns fans, I'm giving you credit again. You don't see the Browns doing that with Myles Garrett, even though TJ Watt has more sacks than him. You don't see the Steelers doing that with TJ Watt. You don't see any team doing that. You don't even see the Raiders doing that. But Jerry Jones is doing that. You want to know why? Because Jerry Jones, sell the team. You're an old-ass bitch.
Yep. Now, again, look, let's say you guys win. Let's say the Raiders win.
Oh, we will win.
And the
Mason's guiding this sleigh into the new year.
Yeah. And then, again, the Texans win, and then...
Whoa. That sounded like yeah. Let's not forget something here real quick.
You guys can beat the Seattle Seahawks, bro.
I've never been a Mason supporter by any stretch of the imagination.
But in one game, he's done better than the other fucking guys.
Well, let's take that. No, let's take other games he's played in.
Yeah.
Let's not forget when Ben got injured before he got hurt by an Earl Thomas dirty hit helmet to helmet that literally dismantled his helmet as bad as Bane did fucking Batman's in The Dark Knight Rises. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mason was kind of holding his own. When he has a connection with somebody, he's comfortable with it.
You know whose connection is? You know whose connection is, though?
It's Pickens right now. But I'll give him credit for this in the post game last week. He even said it. He's got to work on it with Deontay. Because if he has a connection with both, if we could...
The thing is that, dude, listen, with Pickens, you don't need much. Pickens is like a borderline Tyreek Hill, who...
All that pass was for his first touchdown was literally just to get a first down. And Pickens said, fuck that yellow line. I'm going to pay dirt.
That's what he does.
Pickens took that game and everything everyone said. And you know what he said? Let's go back to fucking the late 90s WWE.
Block.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, DX. And you know what he said? He said, double middle fingers, bitch, know your role, and suck it. He did that all in one play. Okay?
Absolutely.
But the thing with Pickens, replicate that. I'm not saying that play every week, but replicate that style every week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with Mason right now, because he's been the longest tenured quarterback after Ben.
Absolutely. He was there with Ben.
He knows the system. And the fact that Ben, who didn't even coach this kid to take the reins because Ben knew he couldn't do it. Ben's even saying, you got to ride with Mason here.
Yep.
So for all you dumb fucks that are Steeler fans that have one less X or Y chromosome in your fucking body, if Ben's saying ride with Mason, we listen to it. Because you criticize Ben for bashing the Steelers. Why?
He can.
He can because he's been the most current Steeler.
He can.
That can do it. And not for nothing, when what he says is not necessarily wrong. See, this is my issue when athletes go to do podcasts. And even athletes playing now that do podcasts, like you have the 9 to 10 podcast with Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Micah Parsons does like a Twitch podcast. You know, all of them do one.
Tyreek Hill does one. Everybody does one because it's another way of making money.
Cam Hayward does it even. Yep. They're not the guys playing now aren't going to bash the product because they can't because they're going to get fined. But like Ben is real when he talks. Listen to what he's saying because he fucking knows.
Ben knows. He's been there. He's played with you know, he knows how to treat characters. He played with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell,
exactly.
Antonio. Oh, he knows characters. He knows the diva-ness. I don't know if that's actually a word. When it comes to wide receivers, he knows how to handle that kind of pressure, dude.
Not only that. Because he was the helm of it all. He was behind the scenes for everything. So he knows. It's like for people that love professional wrestling that follow the dirt sheets, Ben is your Steeler dirt sheet.
Yep.
So fucking listen and shut the fuck up.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to that playoff standing, you hold your own future. When it comes, if you win, You still need help, but it betters your odds, right? Now you're still alive.
It should have never came to that.
You should have been where the Browns are right now. That's where you guys should have been.
That's why I don't want to be in the playoffs, because if we control our own destiny, I'm fine.
It'll fuck up your draft pick as well, because you make the playoffs, you ain't gonna get a fucking top, you know.
Yeah, and for Steelers fans that want Jaden Davis or whatever his name is out of LSU, not gonna happen. Steelers fans that want to trade up to get Drake May, not gonna happen. You want to get Khalid Williams, it's not gonna happen.
I'd rather look. I'm a main kind of guy more than I am Caleb. Thinking about it, and that's just my opinion.
Hell, how about this? Who's the quarterback that just got benched in the NFL? Who shouldn't have gotten benched?
Russell Wilson.
Okay, so for those who listened to my last episode, why I defended Russell Wilson, here's why. Denver, you put in those guarantees.
You gave him that money.
He didn't ask for them. So then to ask him to be like, I'm not trying to knock Native Americans here, but to be an Indian giver, Denver, you're a fucking asshole. Sean Payton, you're acting like fucking Paul Castellano before Gotti fucking had you clipped.
Dude.
Okay. Fuck you.
Take it from a standpoint of working and earning, right? If you sign up with your company right now to do X, Y, and Z, right? You're gonna fucking show up to work and get to do X, Y, and Z to make that bonus.
I made reference to that. I used my job as the example. I said if my job said this, if you got to do this, and this, and now I live up to that, and you tell me to adjust it, I'm telling you this. Suck it.
Our bonuses are all based on productivity, sales, and you got to hit certain numbers, right? That's the same.
At my job, I get one bonus a year. And my bonus, granted, it sucks, but it's more money. It's not a lot of money.
Dude, it's better than not getting it.
It's more, and this is why I try to explain people from when I worked at AutoZone, when I was a store manager there, and this is what AutoZone did, which is hilarious.
Before you go, look at this baby. Look at this baby, dude. Come on, man. This is the.
I'm still here because I've been drinking a bit more.
This is poodle. This is poodle.
Do more of the drinking than I do.
I know. That's why you usually go through the cigars a lot quicker. But my cigars are a lot smaller. You got a big Tommy. You got a big boy cigar. This is a little shorter. I'm about to light up the next one. But right now, this is like tasting so good.
Wait a minute. Because we did bring up D'Amico Ryans earlier. Mm-hmm. You haven't noticed I changed yet?
Dude, I like that, brother. I like that. Great jersey, by the way. Love the jersey.
I got to go with the offensive rookie of the year.
You got to. Love the jersey. Jersey's awesome.
Nobody's giving CJ Stroud the love.
And I don't know how, dude.
You want to know what's funny is because, it's Christmas time. So, like, my ex-wife, because I always get something from me and my daughter for her. So I got her a Troy Polamalu jersey. I get a boyfriend a little something,
The hair, baby, the hair.
It's, because, it's civil in our situation. So, and
nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that.
And it's the best way to be, especially with kids involved.
Co-parenting, bro. Co-parenting is the best way.
So if you're if you're a fan of ours that's listening that is in the same situation, you're split up from your significant other, but you have a child, but they're dating somebody else, and you choose to be single because you like being alone because you don't want to deal with the bullshit like me. But you still do the little things. You do the little things you do, and it's not just keep it civil because it's to me it's the right thing to do. Like I'm never going to sit there at Christmas or a birthday and say, "Oh, well, we didn't work out. Fuck you." Not for nothing. That's the mother of my child. I'm always going to have a special place. Mm-hmm. I'm always going to have her back regardless. Sure. Regardless who it is. If you could take me, you could take me. That's great. But in Casino when Robert De Niro playing Sam Rothstein's if you come to a fight with Nicky, you better come with a bat. If you come with a bat, he comes with a gun. You come with a gun. That whole thing. That's like me. You know what I mean? Like if you come at my kid's mother, you better know I'm gonna be right there. I'll fucking kill you. Dude, she gave me the best blessing of my life.
Again, and you know why you're doing it, right? You do it because of your kid. All right, because the most important thing, it's not even your wife, it's your kid. So by staying civil and doing the right thing for her, you're doing right by your kid. That's the part that, that's just the bottom line.
You want to know what the funniest part about that was? So, like, when we were together and she told me she was pregnant, right? I was excited and scared because I had to tell my dad. Now, I'm 25. So, people will find this math interesting in a minute. I call my dad. I go, started off, hey, what's up, Dad? What are you doing? Blah, 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 whatever, right? I'm like, oh, I got to tell you something. All right. And he goes, what, you need bail money? Because I ain't going to fucking give it to you. No. I'm like, you're going to be a grandfather. I'm expecting a different reaction. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You ain't ready for that. You're a fucking asshole. Whatever. He goes, I'm so fucking proud of you. But, like, my dad has been, like, even when I got married, my dad was like, I can't believe you did it. I'm so proud of you. Like, like most sons are like mama's boys. And I'm like that 0.111% that's like a dad's type boy because like I saw my parents get divorced. I know who started it, so I knew who to side with. But like my dad has been my number one support. Anything I've ever done. Even my podcasting, even though he doesn't watch or listen, he still goes, I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm proud you put your voice out there. I'm proud you do this. He always tells me in some way, shape, or form. He always tells me. And that's why I keep doing this. That's why.
No knock on that, brother. No knock on that at all. No knock on that at all.
And my dad's a very hard... you know how like people want to compare themselves to like legends in sports? Like a guy who wants to make it in the NFL is a running back and wants to be like the next Barry Sanders. I just want to be the next like Jim Plotner Sr. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be better than my dad.
Well, that's what I do too. Look, my old man, again, different school, right? Old school Cuban guy, machismo, that kind of shit. Even though he stayed loyal through my mom. My mom was there to the last fucking minute until he passed away. We were all in that same bed while he was in hospice holding his hand because he knew he was going to pass away. Yeah. And it was me, my wife, my brother, my sister-in-law. They're not together anymore. They got divorced, actually, not recently. But it's funny because we were like sitting there, and as many things that my dad did wrong, he did a few things right that made me the man that I am today. My hero is my old man. Look, I would not be here if my old man didn't say, guys, I'm going to leave you for 3 years or 4 years. I'm going to go to the United States. I'm going to risk my life because it's different immigrating from Dominican Republic, any other country in the world that's not a communist country. Because if he gets caught, he's going back to Cuba and he's going to jail. And then after he gets here safely, he's like, all right, now I got to risk my wife or my 2 kids' life to get them out the same way. And for him to have the balls to risk our lives, I'm like, holy shit, dude, that takes a lot of fucking grit. Nobody does that shit because we could have gone like, and anything could have happened on the journey here. You got my mom with 2 kids in 2 different fucking separate countries traveling around to get here. All right. And that right there shows a determination and a love for his family that he was willing to put them at risk. But he knew that if it works out, it's going to be the best for us. That's why my old man, he's not here with me anymore, but he's giving me I got my work ethic because of him. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that I'm not doing that he did because I want to be around for my kids more. But it's one of those things, dude, that you learn. And you know what? You become a man you are because you want to be better than your parents. That's the bottom line. And that's the story I tell my kids. My job is to give you the opportunities I didn't have so you can be better than me and your mom. That's what my dad did.
And I could say this, and this is from the bottom of my heart to your dad, because if he didn't make that sacrifice, not only are we not doing this show right now, you're probably still in Cuba, to be honest.
Exactly. With fucking 20 kids and dead right now because I'm drinking so much fucking booze, homemade, that is, I have no liver.
So to your dad for making the ultimate sacrifice, that's what we do.
That's what our pops do, and that's what we're here for, man. We're not here if it's not because of them. And you know what? And my mom is a one strong 4'11" woman because she fucking put up with his bullshit, but at the same time, she honored that code. And at the end of the day, until his deathbed, she was right next to him. And like that's what my mom, when he passed away, I said, Ma, You did everything you needed to do. No guilt. Enjoy your life. And that's what she does now. I try to, provide as much as I can for her, so she could fucking travel, do whatever she needs to do. She does a lot on her own. She does a lot on her own on a fucking bullshit retirement for my old man. That's not a lot, but between me and my brother, we make her whole. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what I tell my kids. Look,
that's what my Uncle John tries to do with my grandma. Even though we don't talk because it's kind of tied in with my mom, but again, that's an off the air thing. Yeah. Unless people really want to hear it, I mean, they could comment if they want to hear it. I'll be glad to tell you, because you probably sit there and feel a lot of sympathy for me that I don't want or need. But let's put it this way: when the firstborn child has a child and the mother doesn't believe it's his, you're a piece of shit as a person to me. All right, so that's as far as we're gonna go. But my Uncle John, even my Uncle Frank, always tried to make sure my grandmother was taken care of. Yeah, I love my grandmother to death, even though she kind of sided with my mother and things. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
It's just human nature with siblings, right? You're always gonna side with your kids.
But like, anytime somebody ever tried to bash like my uncle, saying like, "Oh, you never did nothing for your grandmother when she was alive," and like, if I was around, I would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, my Uncle John would give up 3/4 of his paycheck before he got married. Now, mind you, this guy lives in Lindenhurst. Took like a small little house, built it up to like practically, from what I've seen, a mansion, in-ground pool.
I know Lindenhurst. That's a great place to fucking live, dude. I mean,
and he lives off Sunrise Highway before it becomes actually Sunrise Highway. He's like right there. There's that smoke shop there, like where the Pep Boys is, right? So, for those on Long Island that know like Sunrise Highway a bit, like he did all that, and he did that because of the ethics brought to him by his father, my grandfather. And what's funny is that my uncles were jealous of me as a kid because he looked at me as his third son, but the favorite, because I was the firstborn grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've always taken that. Like, anytime I get to talk about my grandfather, I talk about him in the highest regard. And that's something that, a lot of these young people, they don't do it anymore.
They don't.
Like, they don't respect where they came from. They don't acknowledge certain things. Whether you realize it or not, you just don't respect.
Brother. And that's how this generations in this country were built as strong the way that it is, because the generations, it was always family support that always came from the grandparents to the parents to their kids. And you had that family value that just slides down. And I'm fortunate enough in my situation that my mom is strong with all her grandkids, values like that. And I'm fortunate enough that my in-laws give the same value, and there's always support going down, And again, look, shout out to your old man, because if it wasn't for your old man, you would not be here today doing what you love to do. And even as far as you got it, actually, you would not be the pops with all the values, everything that you explain, how you are with your kids and your ex-wife and everything else, dude. That is something that is instilled in you. And it's one thing, they instill those values in you. It's up to you though to take those values and take them on and use them and do them and reciprocate.
And it's sad because I had people like, I'm not going to get into the situation that it is, but like I had people like, "Oh, well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" And people are really getting to know us tonight, which is great. I like this a bit. So it's like people like, "Well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "Well, I have a kid with this person. I don't care." I'm like, I needed to be civil because I don't want my kid to grow up in a situation that like I know what it's like to be in an uncivilized situation. And it's like, like my dad did what he, my dad never stepped out on my mom. But like my dad, like obviously when we split up, he was paying everything. Like my dad still had his shop, and he was giving my mom cash. And then my mom was like, she goes to a lunch date with a friend of hers who unfortunately passed away, which was a close friend of the family. But she's like, oh, you can get so much more. Well, little did she realize she fucked herself. But regardless, I don't want that for my kid. So I do what I feel is right. And that's that. But we can get into the playoff machine now before I get really open. And
it's all good, bro. Listen, man, it's that's part of the show, baby. We're full transparency. We bring one thing. Look, you're a father. I'm a father. Doesn't matter which scenario we're in. At the end of the day, we do this. One main reason.
Oh wait, there's one more thing I want to say.
The kids are fucking put in this world.
One thing I want to say. Cancel culture. Do you still want to cancel us yet now? Because we've been very open and vulnerable.
OG Rondo, are you fucking watching? You piece of shit.
Oh yeah, OG Rondo. How about this? I'm gonna go back to. Hold on, ready? If I could still do this, I'm gonna try to do it in the Triple H impersonation. Ladies and gentlemen, for everybody in attendance, are you ready? OG Rondo to suck it.
There we go.
I kind of like. They could have been more into it, but
that's all right, bro.
Fuck OG Rondo. Bottom line is this: we do this show
because we love it.
Because when I came up with this we came up with.
We both came up with a pretty concept. We you know how we met each other. It was coincidental.
And that's the funny part because when you were like pronouncing your name earlier, I wanted to interject. Then I'm like, when I got this email, I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like. And then I seen Average Joe Sports. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to pronounce that. Like, I can't say his name.
E-Man, bro. That's why I use E-Man, bro. Showbiz.
And like, literally, Abuelito, Rob could tell you, I don't call you by your real name. I just say E-Man.
Dude, listen.
Because it's easy. It's easy for me.
That fucking name shit stopped at all of our generations. My brother went the opposite way because his name is very similar to mine. You know, my kid's name is Katie and Cameron. You know, his kids' name are Kevin, Karina, and Caleb. We're all like, all right, listen, we're not going to put them through hell pronouncing our first. Like, we were not going to have any fucking juniors. I'll tell you that much. That shit was going to stop at this generation.
You know what's funny? Here is the best part. So, like, when me and my ex were together, right? And we found out she was pregnant. I said, well, if it's a boy, it's going to be Jim III. She goes, well, I have an Uncle Jimmy and a cousin named Jimmy. We have too many Jimmys in the family.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we don't. She goes, your dad's name's Jimmy. I'm like, what's wrong with one more Jimmy? Then the names that came out. Let me tell you something. A man who thinks they never won a battle, I'm going to tell you right now, I won the name battle. You want to know how? It was simple. She had names like Cadence, Prudence. And you know what I did? So my ex-wife's name's Melissa, right? So you know what I did? I took the M and the E and replaced it with an L and a Y. Alyssa. Alyssa.
There you go.
And everybody loved it.
No, it's funny. See, it was a different scenario.
Her mother goes, I love that name. And I said, you fucking people don't even realize why I did it. Because in a Spanish family, when you yell at somebody, it takes you 35 fucking names to realize who the hell you're yelling at.
It does.
By the time you're yelling at the person you yelled at, they're out of the room and gone and fucking at the bar already. So it was perfect. And not only that, if you've seen my daughter, she is an Alyssa. But she's also a carbon copy. Thank God she's a carbon copy of her mother. I mean, I don't think I'm a George Clooney. I'm a decent looking guy. I pulled some trim in my day, but I mean, thank God she looks like a mother, which is a blessing and a sin at the same time.
Hey,
because
if you've seen the YouTube with my kids, I mean, they kind of look like me, but they act like their mom.
I saw the video, but I never wanted to comment on the show that I've seen it. But I will say this now. Your kid is a talented singer.
Thank you, brother.
I watched that. I almost felt like it was my kid watching it because I feel like we've gotten that close.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so proud of this kid. Like, literally, like I was proud of her.
Dude, she's my warrior, bro. This kid, you know, when I talk about inspiration and work ethic, she's in the spectrum, dude. She has about 4 different learning disabilities, right? She busts her ass just to get fucking D's and C's, right? But she works her ass off. And when she gets up on that stage, it shows me how much of her, dude, for a kid that's 10 years old to get up on stage and sing in front of 100 people, 50 people, 30 people, it's just terrifying. For the kid in the spectrum who has sensory processing overload, which noises, visual, it's all fucking like in her head, like there's no tomorrow. But she gets up there, like blanks it out. I'm like, dude, you see me crying like a little bitch up in every single performance. I'm like tearing up.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because that's what a proud father would do. Because if I was in your shoes, I'd be doing the same thing. And not only that, that's what we should be promoting.
Yep.
Not Sexy Red being pregnant, twerking on a stage where she could drop her kid at any moment, or Nicki Minaj's fucking BBLs.
Or his WAP.
Granted, yes, okay, all that is sexy. It's great. It sells records. But how about the real shit going on in the world? How about that? Why don't you know what? I got to start drinking more on the show because we get more real about it.
Yeah.
I mean, your daughter went up there with every, I don't want to say disadvantage against her.
Challenges, put it that way, challenges.
But, all right, let's put every challenge in the world. And you know what she said? Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck you, fuck this challenge. And she went out there and she killed that shit. Because she did.
Bro. Thank you.
She did. I watched that video to the end. I damn near, literally, I tear up for certain shit. I literally was almost about to bawl out crying. I was like, honestly, I wish I could sing like that.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man. And we know we let her, that's her scapegoat. We're not doing this because we want her to be, we do this because she likes it.
You could tell her that through podcasting, Uncle Jimmy said.
Absolutely. I will. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm going to play this for my wife. She's going to fucking love it. And this, my wife's going to, well, I don't think I'm going to, we've dropped a lot of F-bombs. I can't curse in front of my kids.
Okay,
but
all right. So, all right.
Well, my wife will see this and she'll like, hey, she'll probably DM you separately.
What's your daughter's name?
Katie,
you did one hell of a job that Uncle Jimmy was literally tearing up watching it during work when your dad posted it, and take no challenge in the world and not just deflect it away and beat it.
Cheers, brother.
It's all I'm going to tell you.
Cheers, my man. Good deal.
And all right, it's not because we do a show that.
No,
granted, we got off the playoff machine. We have to get back to, but I think at times when we do episodes, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's more my drinking this time.
No, hey, listen, we both kept it real all this along, bro. So
I think we got to open up a bit more. I keep certain things kind of locked away for reasons, but I let people know off the episode know why. So, like, you'll know why I kept certain things off, because I'm not going to exclude you from it. Not that, like, you would get arrested or anything. Don't worry. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't like Gypsy Rose nobody, which has been the big thing on TikTok. Apparently, I guess she was handicapped, like killed her mom for abusing her or something. I don't know. But regardless, even if you are an abused child that got abused by your parent and you killed them, why should you go to jail? Just saying.
Yep.
Why should you go to jail?
Now, let's go to Mr. Abuelito here. Just learn more about my, I guess he meant jefe.
Oh,
jefe. He meant jefe, right? Yeah. All right, here we go. Boss.
I tell him a lot. Because he's with me in the car for Tuesday. Well, because we don't smoke in his house because it's out of respect to his son and his girlfriend. And well, Bella's in the car with us. I try to get her to smoke cigars, but she won't do it. I don't know why, but that's still my bitch.
Yeah.
And that's a dog, by the way, and I can call her that because
she's a female. She's a female dog.
But he also watches with you and Cricket. And he goes, "What did you just write in the comment box?" And I'm like, don't worry. And it's funny watching it because I see your face. You're just like, I can't wait to read this. I can't wait to read this.
It's a good input.
And I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there watching your face, and I can just tell. I'm like, dude wants to say it right now, but Cricket's talk like he goes. He doesn't like Cricket's accent, but I'm like, yeah, but Cricket's knowledgeable.
Hell yeah, he knows his shit, dude.
I would love, honestly.
We got to get him in here one day. It's a conflict of schedule. That dude does a lot of shows early in the morning, so he's like, night times are hard for him. Listen,
like if there's a way we could do this, listen, I'll have Cricket. I'll be up. Like if you do it in the morning, like if it's a Saturday, I'm off. Or a Sunday, I'm off. I'll do a Sunday in the morning.
Yeah, we could. We'll definitely plan it next year for sure. Have you all come out on a Tuesday night, and we'll have him come out with one over here because he knows his shit, dude. He's a very knowledgeable sports guy. He's betting. I mean, this dude. That's what he does for a living. The dude is a handicapper.
Actually, here's the thing. Here's going back to the beginning of the episode. Here's the New Year's resolution. I want more guests on this show.
Yeah,
I know Chris at South Shore Cigar will definitely appear because I've already talked to him about it. So Chris is watching. Not only that, he's got his own. He's got his company outside that, which is getting big. He does a lot of the like big battery installs and stuff like that for like certain businesses, and it's great to see him succeeding in that. He's willing to hop on to talk cigars. Evan, I know I can get on.
I'll reach out to some of my guys too. I mean, I got some dudes that are very similar to us, like my boy Chris and Eric from Patriot Sports. They're very, non-cancel culture. Honestly, they'll go in there. If you've seen them.
Oh wait, is that the guy?
We do on Sunday mornings. We get together. I jump on their shit every so often on Sunday mornings to do a wake and break.
Yeah, I know that, but that's the guy. Oh my God, who the hell does he look like? He looks as a guy that gets killed in Law-Abiding Citizen when he grabs the gun and the spikes come out, kind of.
Yeah, he has a beard.
I don't know if that's a good take or a bad take, but I know who you're talking about. And yeah, I've been kind of wanting to have him on.
We will. We'll get him on.
I've heard him I've heard him, whether it's you and him or wherever it's been. And regardless, I know Wake and Rake is more fantasy
and betting, pretty much. But they know their shit. They're very.
And I do try to watch. Unfortunately, I don't really kind of like Sunday.
It's tough.
I don't have my alarm on because I try to support you any way I can.
I got you.
It's the same way you do with me, same way we all do.
Yep.
Which, by the way, if I could take this time to
thank.
To thank. Well, we could do that at the end.
We'll do it at the end, bro. We'll do that. Let's finish with the playoffs. I know we're on some deep shit here, and we got to keep it going. The only thing we have left on the playoff machine here, and we're already went over the scenarios of the 7th seed because that's pretty much what we got going on in the AFC. And, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars are affected. The only battle that we have is Miami and the Ravens for the number 1 seed. Whoever wins this Sunday gets the number 1 seed in the AFC. Bottom line.
And I picked the Ravens because
so do I. I think the Ravens should be able to beat Miami. And after what they did to San Francisco, the Ravens are the team in the AFC that should make it to the fucking Super Bowl. Bottom line.
And I said this it was either Tuesday. It was Tuesday's episode. That game was between the top 3 people talked about.
Yep.
For the MVP.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Well, and even though I don't think Lamar's going to get it. His numbers don't show up that well. I like Lamar, but there's other guys that have done way more than fucking Lamar, dude, to get that award numbers wise. Because you're a stats guy. I think numbers wise, Lamar is behind CMC in my way. It's behind. Look, even Josh Allen has 40 fucking total touchdowns. All right.
Well, here is the thing: is when I discussed it, because I used that game as the focal point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use any other game. that was the focal point of the MVP talk because everybody's talking about Brock Purdy, it's CMC, and then it's Lamar. So if anybody stamped their case in point in that game was Lamar. But there's other people that think different that will tie in later.
Yeah,
so
listen, total numbers, and we'll hit that. I'm betting on CNC, and he deserves it. He's such a big factor.
I listen. People think because I'm a Steeler fan that I don't think Lamar deserves it. Listen, Lamar has my buddy Brandon, who was a guest on the show.
Hey, we got to have him back. He's good.
Who I can promise you will be a recurring guest.
Yep.
Almost to the point that maybe it could be weekly, which would be great because then it would be great to have 3 people to bounce off of. But maybe sometimes not. Who knows? Regardless, it doesn't matter. He's a Ravens fan, and we talk a lot. For him to sit there and tell me as a Steeler fan he appreciates me thinking Lamar should win it is huge. But I also, in the same token, you have to look at the numbers across the board because we do give this, not that we, but the NFL gives this award to the past few years has been quarterback incentive award.
Yep.
Let's be honest. It's been. But if C-Mac's numbers are there, because let's put it what it is. Tyreek Hill's not beating Calvin Johnson's record.
No, his injuries and everything else set him back.
And that's what factors in.
Yep.
Is the injuries. Take the injuries away, he would have done it. And it sucks. Yep. But C-Mac has been that guy in the Niner offense that's literally been the key component to pick your poison.
Yep.
That's why I said an MVP caliber player is a guy that impacts your team. Lamar impacts the Ravens to a degree, but C-Mac impacts it totally.
The total offense. He is the one that gets everything kicking in that offense. He makes.
And that's why C-Mac should, if they're going to give it to a quarterback, then give it to Lamar.
Yep.
So Lamar is vastly improved.
And if you want to give it to somebody else, which absolutely is up for grabs, I think CMC should be the dude.
I mean, hell, you want to give it to fucking CJ Stroud? Hell, Texans fans.
Yeah. I mean, look, if it wasn't because he's been out for the last couple of games, he was in the conversation before.
Here's the thing with that, and this is what I think. Because you look across the league with concussion protocol, right? TJ Watt has a concussion. He passes it rather quickly.
Hey, Jim, real quick, stay with our thought because now I got to go to the fucking bathroom. So go ahead and hit that before I come back. It's going to take me about a minute. Stay on that right there because I got to go. I got to go take a leak, dude. All right, so stay on that thought
because you're going to have to hold me up.
I'll be back.
But all right. So anyway, before I get into that topic, I want to thank everybody who watches, listens, supports our personal projects, most importantly. Normally I don't drink during the episodes, but I decided it's fucking New Year's. Why not? Got a free bottle of whiskey, so why the fuck not, right? I got the Detroit-Dallas game going on, even though my fucking NFL Plus sucks fucking shits for Skittles because it likes to fucking freeze. And I pay fucking $8 for this piece of shit. So thank you, NFL, by the way. Even though I have 2 parlays going on in this, which, by the way, the 53 probably ain't going to fucking happen. So thank you. But I want to thank everybody who tunes into the show. You don't have to like our opinions. We like the debates. But if you're going to debate us, be logical, please. Because me and E-Man are from the old school. And we have no issue shutting you down real quick. I love supporters. Don't get me wrong. But don't, don't be like OG Rondo, who like puts out like a 6-page fucking bitter diatribe in like the New York Tribune. Like, this show sucks. They do this, they do that. Because you know what we do? We give you what ESPN won't give you. We give you what FS1 won't give you. You know what I mean? Like, when me and E-Man get behind this microphone, we give you what all these cable channels won't give you. We give you real sports talk. And that's what real sports fans deserve.
Absolutely.
We feel that whether it's a Average Joe Sports Show podcast, E-Man with Cricket, myself with Garrett, 1420 Sport, it doesn't matter who you follow, who you listen to. We take pride in giving you the realest sports talk there is. If you want to listen to ESPN and you don't like us, here's what I could tell you. It's simple. Don't listen, because we got plenty of other supporters that do. But if you don't support us, you can vocalize why. We'd love to have you on.
Hit the comments, bro, and we'll have you on.
We'll have you on, but be forewarned. I'm going to be like Busta Rhymes. Because I want you to give me some more. Give me some more.
We hurt feelings, bro, not on purpose. It's just truth and facts associated with our takes.
And that's what I was saying before you came. Well, unless you had your headphones on.
No, I can't. I can't take mine over there.
You probably could, but you just chose not to. I don't know. I have wireless headphones. So that's why you could hear me.
No, my shit's not wireless, bro.
This was the best part. So before we started recording, I'm looking for a shot glass. I'm like, your mother's ass, your mother's tit, your sister's twat, blah, whatever. And all I hear is laughing in my ear. I go, what the fuck? Oh, shit. I got wireless headphones. It's fucking hear everything I'm saying. Not only that, I got to stand with a microphone that's in the living room that goes right to the kitchen anyway. So even if I was as quiet as a church mouse, I can hear fucking E-Man laughing. No, it wouldn't have fucking mattered. But regardless, to the point is this. Me and E-Man, me and Garrett and Jalen, Garrett and Jalen, Aaron and Brutally Honest, Brent and David, 1420 Sports, we give you our realest, blunt opinions of sports. If you don't like it,
you can kiss our ass.
Try to cancel us. Because it won't work. Because your cancel culture hasn't worked. You want to know why? Because there's too many people like me, there's too many people like E-Man that say, fuck you, suck a dick. Right. That's why. And now I have to go pee. So I'm going to put my headphones down. I'm going to pee. But what are we getting into so I know before?
The NFC, I'm going to give you the scenarios of the NFC right now because we cover all the AFC in regards to the playoff seeding. And I think there's some valuable 7 seeds, change some seeding positions based on wins.
Yes, I think the NFC is more interesting than the AFC right now.
Okay. So first and foremost, right now, as it stands, the first seed of the AFC is...
By the way, for those not watching, unless my NFL Plus is really behind, it's 10-10 going into the 4th.
And fuck. There goes the over, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Fuck me. I
bet the over too, bro. Don't worry about it. Those fucking bastards.
I know. You know what we should do? You know what? I'll get into that. After I go to drain the wizard. Hold on.
Go ahead, bro. Go pet the one-eyed snake. No, I'm sorry. Go drain the one-eyed snake.
Oh, I will. And by the way, haters, DX, suck it. I love being drunk doing this now.
Shit. All right, so we got AFC. This is what we got right now. As it stands, the number 1 seed is San Francisco, 7th seed is Seattle, Philly as the number 2, 6th seed is the Rams, and 3rd seed would be the Detroit Lions. 5th seed is the Dallas Cowboys as it stands right now, and then we have the 4th seed is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So pretty much what we need this week in order to falsify this is If the Rams lose and the Giants beat them, they're out of the playoffs, and Seattle moves to the number 6 seed. That's not going to happen, all right? Because the Rams will beat the Giants. As much as I don't like that, but yeah, might as well. They'll be 9-7 facing Detroit. Detroit right now has a guaranteed division win. So if Dallas beats Detroit, all the changes here doesn't change anything. All right. If Detroit wins, Detroit moves to the number 1 seed because San Francisco needs to win. If San Francisco wins, they'll stay at number 1 seed, and Detroit move to 2nd. So Detroit wins, they move up a seed, and they'll play Seattle. If Seattle loses to the Pittsburgh Steelers, doesn't matter. They will still be the number 7 seed against Detroit. So San Francisco needs to win to stay number 1. The Rams need to win in order to stay as number 6 seed. All right. And then if Philly right now sitting at number 3, if they beat the Cardinals, which they will be in the number 3 seed. But Detroit wins, that moves them number 2. Dallas wins, all right. It moves Dallas to stay. Dallas is going to stay on number 5 regardless. If the Philadelphia Eagles loses against Arizona, they will move down to number 5. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? And this way, I'm going to make it like the favorite's going to win. I think Detroit might beat Dallas. They'll go to number 2. I think San Francisco is going to beat Washington. They'll stay at number 1. Philly is going to beat Arizona. They'll stay at number 3. All right. This is where it gets interesting. Dallas, let's say Dallas wins. That's when it moves up to number 2. They'll win. They'll stay at number 5, so it doesn't matter. Detroit moves number 3. But let's say Detroit wins. That's where it affects the seeding. Detroit goes number 2. Now, the Bucks need to win. They need to beat the Saints. All right. And if they beat the Saints, and the team that's right behind their heels, which is the Atlanta Falcons, then Falcons can win, but the Bucks will win. Now, if the Bucks lose to the Saints and the Falcons win, the Bucks are out of the playoffs because that means that the Falcons will win because they got the tiebreaker head-to-head, and they'll make number 4 seed because they'll win the division. It's crazy. But in my book, I think the Bucks will win, and they will win the division and be the number 4 seed facing Dallas. So pretty much what matters here is the movement between Dallas and Philadelphia. So Philadelphia has to lose so Dallas can move into that number 2 seed. Because if Dallas wins, they move to the number 2 seed. All right. And Detroit moves to the number 3 seed. That's just the bottom line. All right. But in order to move to the number 2 seed for Dallas, they have to, the Eagles have to lose to the Cardinals, which is not going to happen. So here, the one that matters the most is the Falcons. The Falcons and the fucking Buccaneers. Buccaneers got to win. Falcons have to win. So if the Falcon gets beat by the Bears and you got the Saints losing and the Saints beating the Buccaneers, they still make the playoffs. So for the Buccaneers to make the playoffs, they need the Falcons to lose either way. Now, if they win, they hold their own faith in the future. They hold their own future at stake right here. So the main killer here in the NFC is that the Buccaneers need to win and the Falcons need to lose. The Falcons need to lose either way for the Buccaneers to make the playoffs. Bottom line. I think San Francisco is going to win, so they're going to lock out that 1st seed in the NFC. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win to lock up that 2nd seed. And the way it stands, you're going to see this seeding right here. 1st seed is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Number 2 seed is going to be the the Eagles against Seattle. Now, Seattle needs to win. Seattle loses. All right. Seattle loses and everybody else wins, and Seattle still makes the playoffs. That's where that generates. So it's the ones who are going to affect the playoff making here. It's going to be the Bucks losing and Philly and the Falcons winning. It's going to suck if the Falcons make it because Baker Mayfield deserves a shot at the playoffs because he's done a lot for that Buccaneers offense. That's where we stand. All right, Jim, you're back. So I just broke down the whole scenario, man. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Are you muted? I can't hear you at all. Check if you're muted or not. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you, Jim. You fucking lost it. Yeah, go ahead. No, I can't hear you at all either. I can't hear you at all. You want to come back in and out? I can't hear you at all. Can you hear me? I can hear you. I cannot hear you at all. All right, come back in and out. Come back in and out. Let me kick you out and come back in. Come back in. Hey guys, New Year's Eve. We got to hit 3 hours on the show. That's how we do it. That's how we get down. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. It's New Year's Eve. If we're here until New Year's Eve, we'll be good. Jim, go back in. But yeah, no, I think the biggest changer here is I think the Bucks' life is on their own hands. They need to win in order to guarantee their own future. Even though they lose, Atlanta needs to lose for them to make the playoffs. All right, just a matter of that. All right. There you go. I can hear you now.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I go to piss, and the fucking world ends. Like CM Punk. Yeah. I'm coming back to WWE. First off, I heard practically everything. From a pick standpoint, I need the Bucks to win because Garrett picked the Saints, and I just want the Bucks to win because I want Baker to get a big payday.
Too.
Shove it in
Me
fucking
too. Baker has done enough. All right.
Listen, as a Steeler fan, I've gotten on the Baker wave.
Put it this way, bro. Baker has humbled himself by getting released. All right. Went to the fucking Rams, proved himself, got signed by this team, and has made this team into a contender.
I've been saying, oh my God. Thank you. I'm not the only one saying it because Baker has gone
through the grinder, dude. He's gone through the grinder.
He's gone from Public Enemy X in Cleveland to like savior in Tampa. Even though he's not going to save the franchise.
No, but
keep them in contention as long as you give them the weapons.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And look, his numbers are there. His numbers are there.
Baker's changed his attitude entirely. And I think part of it is that we're not seeing those stupid fucking progressive commercials at Cleveland Stadium, which, by the way, Cleveland Browns fans, if you're a fan of the Major League movies, they were never filmed in Cleveland. They were filmed in Baltimore. Oh,
were they?
Charlie Sheen didn't have to tell me that. I knew that because I know sports. Major League 2, if you look at right field, is Camden Yards, bitch. Thank you. Okay, bye.
All right, guys. That was the playoff breakdown. Now,
yes,
my man.
What else are we getting into? Because
you know what? We're gonna skip the pickups because we're like in 2 hours and 38 minutes. Let's go straight.
Oh no!
Want to do pickups? You want to do pickups?
No. You know what? It's New Year's.
Let's do pickups.
You got nothing to do tomorrow.
No, let's do pickups. Let me go ahead and get the pickups out of here. We'll breeze through the pickups because it's just picking pretty much, right?
No. You know what? We're heading into the new year. Let's give the people what they want.
All right, let me go ahead. I gotta find the page.
You know what the people want. They want the real.
Let's go to the pick'ems. Let's do pick'ems. Let's go breeze through the pick'ems real quick here. Let me hear.
Well, how about this? Let's not do every game. Let's do like top 5.
Now, you know what? No, let's just pick either yes or no because it's either.
Or how about this? What games do you have money on?
I don't not yet. I don't bet until the day off, bro. So, but doesn't matter. Well, we could breeze through this real quick.
Or how about this? The games you're thinking of doing. Well, I'm trying to help.
Nah, don't worry about it. Hey, at this point, we gotta go through them real quick. There's not that many of them.
Listen, I'd rather be sitting there in the yard with you than being here in New York because it could fucking blizzard at any minute, and I fucking hate living in New York now because I gotta deal with dumbass shit.
I know, dude. New York. Hey, listen, man. I one of the best things I've ever did was move away from New York. I mean, even though back then when I moved to New York,
Dad, take me in.
New York was pretty decent when I lived there. Now it's all fucking blow shit, dude. So it is what it is. So
I never pictured myself wanting to leave.
I know.
You know,
a lot of people haven't.
Do you want to know when I picture myself leaving? To be honest, so me, my ex-wife, and her boyfriend before COVID went to Pittsburgh, and we went to training camp. This is the funniest story ever. I shit you not, this happened. I can have him on to confirm this. So we went to Friday Night Lights, which they have at Latrobe High School. Juju was still a part of his team. So we're hanging out along the gated fence. I get to see Vance McDonald. TJ walks past.
Vance, baby.
TJ stops because my ex's boyfriend was like loud enough, and she has like a smudged autograph of him. And he said, I guarantee you he will back this up. He said, sack Tom Brady when you play the Patriots. TJ Watt's words were, I will do what I can.
And he sacked him.
And then he sacked him. So yeah.
Funny that you mentioned that. First game on the pick'ems. Who do you got, bro? We got plus 11, Buffalo, and New England. I don't know, bro, but this is a pretty fucking easy pick.
It's always hard with those. That's like picking a blowout with the Chiefs. Even you can't do this no more.
No, but I think
because the league's evolved so much.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost take the Patriots
plus 11.5.
Yeah, I'd almost have to do it
just because it's Bill's last game as a Patriot, most likely.
Bill's still going to be the head coach.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see them. I'm like talking to the mic now, like I'm Michael Kay in the Yankee booth.
Dude, you are like, all I see is your eye every once in a while, like your one eye.
Which is really weird, but I would take. Well, it's weird for the live viewers too, but like, if you need an eye transplant, if I die, you can have a good one.
Hey man, you're 2020 or what?
I'm 41 and still 2020. I could still spot an ugly bitch out of nowhere at a club for you.
Hey man, ugly chicks.
Listen, I'm not going to the bar with you. And like E-Man just said, ugly women need love. Listen, we all need the love.
There we go, baby.
Ugly women doesn't. You know what? Let's stop judging it.
Yeah, I don't judge, bro.
Need love.
I don't judge, baby.
I just so happen to be lucky that I had a kid with a hot-looking Mexican broad.
There we go, bro. Hey, nothing wrong with that, bro. Hey, man, I'm telling you, bro. I love Mexicans, bro.
And I was dumb enough to let it go, but whatever.
All right, man. It is what it is, brother.
But
so,
you know what?
What do you think?
But what game is this?
Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Buffalo and New England. The spread is 11.5. Who you got?
Somehow I think New England still keeps us close.
All right.
Actually, no.
Now, if we keep it close, that means that the Bills win.
No. You know what? I'm thinking about this now. Since they fired Ken Dorsey, which I did trash, but this offense has produced more.
Yep, since he left, you're right.
I almost
11.5 is a lot of points, man.
And the thing I want to say is this: when we do the pick'ems with the spread as opposed to Steel and Teal,
it sucks.
Steel and Teal is just based on friendly, like,
banter.
Hey, it's a team. That's it. When we do this, don't take our advice.
Well, think about this, bro. 11.5 doesn't mean they're going to win. That means they're going to cover the spread.
I would say that this is almost like a trap game.
If you give me a pick right now, I'm going to put it in there.
I would almost say New England.
New England it is, bro.
Spread doesn't cover if you bet Buffalo.
Okay, so they could win, but they could most likely lose. But it's not going to be by a touchdown and a couple of field goals.
I would say that because even though Buffalo's on this hot ride, the hot ride ends.
I know, and
it's Belichick.
They will still make the playoffs regardless. So
Bailey Zappi is out there to play to prove his value in the NFL for a big money deal.
Well, as a big money backup.
Unless he wants to go to a team that's looking for a backup to be a starter, I don't know.
I don't know, dude. There's other backups that could be better than Bailey Zappi as a starter. But I like the plus. I like the plus 11.5. I'm with you here. I think I might go the.
Well, did you see the thing with Minnesota and Joe Flacco?
Yeah,
that almost happened.
I know. Shit, they wish they did.
I mean, you look at Minnesota,
dude. JJ, Addison, Hawkins. Even though Hawkins is out now for the year, but JJ and Addison.
Here's what's interesting. That nobody's thinking about. I'll give them this. BSing Sports Podcast. How do you keep Justin Jefferson in Minnesota? Thank yours truly for this. He loves Kirk Cousins. You keep Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. That's how you keep Justin Jefferson.
So think about this. They're not going to get a quarterback with their draft position. That's going to be to replace Kirk Cousins. So
that's why you keep Kirk Cousins for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That's why I said it. I don't say what I say just to say it. Just like you don't say what you say to say it. It's
exactly.
Come on.
So we got to go with the Patriots 11.5. They're not going to win the game, but they got to beat the spread.
I would take the Patriots at the spread because this is a trap game.
I got you.
This is a trap game like everybody.
Well, you know what? It's very similar to the trap game of the Dallas fucking Cowboys against the Bills, right? Plus 2.5, and the fucking Bills ran the tables on them.
Yeah, and nobody expected that.
I didn't. I got fucking bamboozled.
Yeah, thank you. You and me were messaging each other like, yeah, we both got fucked in the ass.
Everybody, look, Cricket said the same shit. Dude, Cricket said the same shit. He does this for a fucking living. He works for a handicapper. He works for one of the best fucking handicappers in the game. He writes fucking content. And he said the same shit. He was like, dude, everybody. Vegas fucked everybody.
Cricket, all I can tell you is this. I love Cricket's opinion. And it's not because he appears with you.
No, he knows his shit.
I know he knows his shit.
He does.
Because he sits there. You know what it is? People ask how you get into this. You have to know your shit, but you have to sit there and be confident with your shit. And Cricket does that every single Tuesday. And I know Cricket loves the comments. Because I see his smirks. I see his smiles. But the best part is I know you I don't know how the YouTube comments work. So I don't know if it goes to you first, then him.
Well, because I'm hosting, he goes to me, and then when I post it up there, he fucking loses it, bro.
So I know you already are losing it. Because I see your face like, I can't, like Ace Ventura, like,
Yep.
and then you're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to say it.
Nah, dude.
But like, I don't put nothing out there that isn't real.
What do you think of the Falcons plus 2.5 and the Bears? Falcons is a must-win situation because they got to win.
I'm taking the Bears because you want to know why?
Me too.
You want to know why? Justin Fields is in that trade talk.
Yep.
Of quarterbacks.
Right, value. He wants to like show his value. So
Justin Fields is going to prove his worth.
Yep.
And for Steeler fans that, again, you want every fucking quarterback, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
We're not doing this. We're not. Justin Fields is probably going to wind up, and I don't know, let's say with the Chargers. Not the Chargers.
No. Could be
Let's
the
say-
fucking. There's a lot of teams. It could be Minnesota. I don't know.
Honestly, if there's so many teams he can go to that they could improve.
Yep. But I like the Bears on this one too. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I got to take the Bears. I actually, hold on. I got my notebook here.
You fucking took notes, bro. That's crazy.
Well, for me and Garrett's picks, I
Yeah.
always do. Yeah, so I got I took the Browns. I took the Lions tonight. And I got the Bears. But
Okay.
So does Garrett. So
All right. What about the Colts and the Raiders?
I took the Raiders, and the
Okay.
reason why I took the Raiders, I said it earlier. I put the hip hop knowledge into this. If you're a real hardcore Raider fan, when Antonio Pierce even made reference of Eazy-E and NWA, you were already bought in.
No, he's done a great of a job. He's done a hell of a job. Former Giant, by the way.
Antonio Pierce is the smartest interim coach ever. And I'm going to tell you why. He's gone to everybody who's coached him and has gotten the assistance he's needed. Why do you think he's been so successful? Antonio Pierce is the Eazy-E of the NFL.
Okay. That's a solid fucking analogy. The next game, I'm going to pick this one for you. I'm not even going to let you talk on this one because the Giants ain't fucking winning. It's the Rams.
No.
Giants are taking.
No, let me. There's a reason why.
No, Rams are taking this, bro.
There's a reason why.
Tyrod, but they're still going to lose.
No.
Aaron Donald, like I said, weak ass line, dude.
No. No. Guys, get my point across because the Scarlato brothers would love it.
Yep.
Tommy DeVito should have never been benched because he's Italian.
He's Italian. He's Italian. He's not Czechoslovakian. He's Italian.
Listen, the Giants are giving him a bad deal in this game. Listen, you have no playoff chance. Let's see what DeVito has. We know what Taylor has. Listen, it might be the Paisan in me, but let's see what he's got.
Here's the thing. I think DeVito will be the backup quarterback next season and not Tyrod Taylor. DeVito, I think, they're going to sign him up because he's going to be cheaper than Tyrod.
You want to know why I want this? You want to know why I want this? You want to know why?
Why?
I want the Giants to realize that they fucked themselves in giving Daniel Jones all the money.
Oh, they know that, and so does everybody else.
Yeah, that's why I want this.
They know that.
Because I want them to know they got a fucking Paisan on the fucking bench that could throw better than fucking Daniel Jones. And I'm not knocking Daniel Jones at all.
Daddy did his thing last year to earn the fucking money because the way it is.
It's Daniel Jones again. And I can guarantee you this. I remember the day this pick was made.
I hated it.
My ex's boyfriend goes, "Who the fuck is Daniel Jones?" And he literally wanted to rip the TV off the wall.
He was not the only one.
And he goes, "What the hell is Gettleman fucking sniffing?" You know what I told him? I gave him a pink code to white lithium pink. That's what Gettleman was smoking because Gettleman destroyed your franchise and set you back 6 fucking years. And I said it 3 years ago.
Yep. So I'm going to skip the Eagles game. That's not important. Let's get to the...
Whoa. Who are the Eagles playing?
They're playing the Arizona Cardinals.
James Conner, I'm buying you jersey. Have a big game, bitch.
He will,
and,
but...
I still got your Steeler jersey.
Jersey cheap, though.
Baby.
Use Connor. In this game, I'll pick Connor for anytime touchdown. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Pick James Conner for practically anything over because that's the only thing going over in Arizona other than the girl I know on Twitter who shares her tits. And
There we go. from Arizona.
Ass.
All right, Tampa Bay and New Orleans, bro. Big game. Big game.
I'm not sharing her Twitter page with you. You're married, bro.
No, that's fine. Don't do that, bro. Don't get me in trouble. But what about the Saints? What about the Saints and the Bucks, man? I'm all over the Bucks. I'm all over the Bucks, man. I'm all over the fucking Bucks.
Me too.
I want Baker to make the fucking playoffs because of the same things you just mentioned before. I wanted to stick it to the fucking Browns.
I took it. I took the Bucks. Garrett picked the Saints.
I'm betting this game.
NFC South has been an atrocious. I'm speaking into the mic like I'm like interviewing somebody now. But I guess you could hear it clear, maybe.
No, yeah, I see the one eye, bro.
But that's
the fucking eyes right there.
It doesn't matter. I took the Bucks because there's a lot of reasons. Baker's proven his worth now.
He does. I think Baker has earned money.
I think Baker has escaped that Brownism is in a way where it's like he had to overhype himself. He felt he had to do it or pressured. He's letting the game come to him. He's utilizing his weapons. Granted, at the end of the year, he's going to lose Mike Evans. We all know this.
Yep, we will.
But
hey, let him get a chance to fucking make the playoffs and see what he could do, right? I want to see him in the playoffs.
What is Derek Carr doing in New England?
Dick.
Mike Thomas is not playing.
Dick.
Chris Olave is great, but
Dick.
You're not utilizing him. Kamara probably would want it. Probably would you with a Tupac.
Put it this way. Switch. Put CJ Stroud in that offense.
You put CJ Stroud in New Orleans.
11-5 team right now.
Ooh, I'm going better.
12-4.
Yes.
Good defense. Great receivers. Great running back. Right.
Not only that,
dude. Okay, Olave, fucking even Mike Thomas, who's washed up.
Thomas would play for this quarterback.
Exactly. And then you got Kamara. Kamara, dude, he's a fucking animal. I mean, he's been having a great season after he came back his 4-game suspension. He's been a big part of the offense.
For you fucking sports fans to think that we're false on our shit, you're fucking wrong. Because we're right. Watch the games the way we watch them. And you would see in every game why we're right 99.99999% of the time. And you're wrong. Granted, in betting we may suck, but still.
Well, it's because we parlay a lot of shit. If we go, I guarantee you, if you look at your percentage based on picks, you're doing pretty good. It's because we parlay a lot. That's all.
Yeah, I fucking love DraftKings. Deactivated that. I went to BetMGM, even though I have the shit with BetUS, and I'm not trying to bash them at all, but I try to promote that, but I can't make people sign up for it. How many betting websites are out there?
A bunch of them.
Granted, BetUS has the highest. I'm doing a favor for both of us.
Yeah,
but still, 125%. But I can't make you deposit $100.
What do you think of Jacksonville and Carolina? I think Jacksonville should beat Carolina.
I picked Jacksonville.
They have to fucking win. They're like backs against the wall. They have to win they could win the division.
But you have to do this with CJ Beathard because Lawrence is out, and I'm a fan favorite of Lawrence in Jacksonville.
Even though he sucked the dick this year, though, but
I don't listen. I'm not saying it because I do a show with him, but
his numbers are nowhere near as good as last year, though.
They're not, but I'll give T-Law the credit in the world. This guy's playing fucking hurt.
He's banged up. He's tough.
He's like, what can we call it? Call it in New York in the city at like 2 a.m. Like 38th and like East 4th Street, like shot up. Or like Bryant Park shot up, or like Bryant Park, I slept with a tranny. shot up or whatever the fuck.
I ended up in East New York buying weed at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got arrested.
Or
crack.
Or like I woke up and thought the Knicks were winning against the Bulls in the '94 finals.
Oh man, don't bring that up, bro. That's tough. That hurts.
Bro, listen. You're a Knicks fan, I'm a Bulls fan. But let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, you're a Bulls fan? Get the fuck out. I didn't know you're a Bulls fan.
You know what? I've always wanted to know this. If Ewing wound up being a Bull, I always ask these weird questions.
Okay, go ahead. Ask that one before we go to the next one. What do you got?
If let's say, in past Ewing's prime, when the Knicks said, "Hey, you've done whatever," and James Dolan is a douche.
What when he went to the fucking Orlando Magic?
Yeah. So let's say that, but let's say he didn't go to the Orlando Magic. Let's say he went to the. Let's say hypothetically, the Bulls won when he left the Knicks, and he won it with the Knicks. Would he still be welcomed the way he is now? Because
no.
To me, you have to.
You would because he was the only reason. He was one of the big reasons you make the playoffs. But from a fan standpoint, you would hate that shit because he went to the Bulls.
Yeah, but can you blame him?
I would.
Because the owner.
See, it's a different. It was a different time back then, Jim. Guys didn't flip to go play with contenders. Nobody really went to Jordan, right? Like everybody does now to go play with LeBron or go play with KD or go play with Steph, right?
Wait. Hold on. Let's get into that real quick. Because you're defending my point.
Yeah.
Ready? So for every LeBron lover out there that, LeBron's better than Jordan.
No.
Here's the thing. Jordan unretired, and stayed with the team he retired with, won 3 more, right? LeBron still doesn't have a 6-peat. I'm not taking LeBron's talent
or a fifth. He doesn't have a fucking 5th championship either.
I'm not taking LeBron's talent away. But LeBron also went nearby you,
bro,
and promised not 1, not 2, 3. I'm just
listen. We're gonna have this conversation in another. Listen, I'm not a Bulls fan, but I respect Jordan as the greatest of all time because of what he did. That's what I tell people all the time. Look, the Knicks had the best team to beat the Bulls when we went up 2-0 in '93. That's it. We built that. We built that team to beat Miami.
I even said that then.
But Michael Jordan was built different, dude.
Michael Jordan is the end-all fucking be-all of greatest of all fucking time.
LeBron would have been 2-0 in that Bulls team against the Knicks. They would have lost the series in 6 games. Bottom line.
Yes. You want LeBron to go up against the fucking new age comer kids now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he beats the fucking Spurs, that's great.
Bro, it took a shot. It took a fucking miracle shot for him to beat the Spurs that year. And then they got swept the year after.
Here's the thing. In any of LeBron's finals appearances where they have won, who listening, watching right now, fast with your Google trigger, who took the game-winning shot?
It was somebody else.
I can tell you, in Cleveland, it was the guy not named LeBron. It was Kyrie.
Hey, we got to hit that some other time, but Kyrie gets discredited for that championship so much, thinking that it was all LeBron. Kyrie wore out Steph.
Kyrie.
Yep.
Cleveland fans, even though we don't like each other as Steeler Browns fans, basketball-wise, Kyrie won you won NBA championship, jerk off in the Hall of Fame, Rock of Fame, jerk off on the Drew Carey show, reruns, or whatever the fuck he's fucking fat ass is on. I don't give a fucking flying fuck. I am fucking so annihilated. I don't fucking care.
All right, let's.
All I know is this: Cleveland, nothing rocks other than the Hall of Fame Rock of Fame, Aerosmith. Hello. Anyway,
hey,
what are we going into for week? Whatever.
Hey, Ravens and Dolphins, and I gotta go take a leak again because I broke the seal.
Okay, so
break down this game. I'm the Ravens, but break down the game real quick, and I'll come back in about 30 seconds.
All right, I got you. So, obviously, for people, fans of the show, my buddy Brandon, who will be soon a recurring guest on the show, because not because he's my friend, but because he's got a lot of great insight into the NFL. He's a Raven fan as well, but the way this Ravens team is playing right now, I get it's live, so you get to see all my bullshit. But the way the Dolphins are even playing, even without Waddle, it's still a tough game. Because Mike McDaniel is coaching it to that degree. And Mike McDaniel, I grant, Mike McDaniel should be in the Coach of the Year discussion, but I'm sorry. I'm still giving it to DeMeco Ryan. And it's not because I feel like it should be like white, black, whatever it is, because some of you NFL fans think it should be that. But when it comes to this game, with or without CJ Stroud, if they're starting Case Keenum's a veteran in this game, and he knows the playbook. Tua knows the Miami playbook. This could literally come down to a Clint Eastwood at the showdown, sling down with.
Or what you call it? The old Golden Corral, not the Golden Corral, the OK Corral.
And, that's what I kind of meant at the OK Corral with Stroud versus Case Keenum, and there's going to be Dolphins fans that don't take Case Keenum seriously. You need to. Case Keenum has been behind a lot of upsets. He's been behind a lot of comebacks. Like, don't knock this guy. If it was Davis Mills, I would say, yeah, this is a blowout, but no, not necessarily.
What about your Steelers against the Seahawks? Keep it real, though, bro. I know you want them to lose, but keep it real.
I'm going to keep it real because, granted.
Keep away your feelings, what you really want to happen, but let's talk reality here.
Well, I always keep it real with my team.
Yeah, yep.
I felt early in the year when we were going through what we went through, even with Matt Canada, that we were on that path. We're a playoff contending team. We control that destiny. But then, regardless, whatever, we're not a playoff team now. I still think we're beating Seattle. Because Adams is fucking gone there. I just think we got it.
I'm gonna pick the spread on the Steelers. I do like that. I think the Steelers are gonna, if they don't win, they're gonna keep it close. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers here, man. I like the 3.5. I like those plus 3.5. It just smiles at me.
And I can tell you this. I want the win. But if it means my buddy E-Man wins some money, I am rooting for the money because I am not a fucking selfish cockbag. Those should you know what? I can't drink while doing this.
Yeah, I know.
No. You know what? I should because it gets more real.
Yeah.
All right. Because you know what? We because I you know what? So what are you taking in the Steelers?
I like the Steelers. I like the plus 3.5. I think it's gonna be a close game. And the Steelers could pull it off. I think they can.
You know what? I want them to get, not only that, I want a touchdown. Because does that help?
Yeah, I mean, plus 3.5. I think they could win by a touchdown, right? They could win by a field goal, and or they could lose by a field goal. So I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think Tomlin's gonna lay down.
No, and that's the thing. Everybody thinks all this bashing, all this shit talking, and Tomlin's just to sit there and be like,
Dude,
okay, well,
don't you think TJ Watt's gonna be motivated as fuck for this game?
For those who haven't realized what my handle is here today,
Best defensive fucking player in the league.
I'm not knocking Myles Garrett at all.
It's arguable.
Stats tell the story, kids. Okay,
It's very arguable, brother.
TJ Watt has 17. Now, granted, this can change in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not taking this away. Myles Garrett could literally, he could even won if he wants to break Michael Strahan's record.
Dude, I think he could go berserk. He could go berserk here. He could go berserk. Remember, the Seattle Seahawks front line, offensive line is not that great. They have a good secondary, but they don't have a great offensive line. So,
listen, again, I do a show with a guy who does a show with a guy who's a Seahawks fan, and I show him a lot of respect and Jalen. And even though they signed Devin Bush, and I will rock a Bush jersey tomorrow to be a dick. And it's not at Jalen.
Devin Bush has sucked these nuts.
But Devin Bush has done nothing in 16 games, and Myles Jack has done more. Literally, I've done more in a toilet in a calendar year than you. And I don't play in the NFL, but I could tell you this. Mason Rudolph is going to put up a fight.
He did the last game. He could definitely pull up a fight now. Rudolph the Red No fucking daring deer. Head as hard as a fucking rock.
He's putting up a fight. He's going to do it.
Yep. I put up definitely a better fight than Trubisky will ever do.
Fuck Mitch. Fuck him.
All right. Now, let me pick the game that actually matters here. I'm not going to go to Monday night because it's bullshit. It's just the two teams that don't matter. But the Bengals, because it does affect your playoff complications here for you guys. Bengals and Kansas City. Bengals plus 7.5. Kansas City, of course, favorite. Kansas City hasn't impressed me. I know Mecole Hardman is coming back. That doesn't make a big difference. I think, what do you think here? I'll give my take. I think Kansas City is going to win, but the Bengals are going to cover the spread.
I have to go that same route because
plus 7.5. That's a lot. That's a lot for a team that it's a lot for a Kansas City Chiefs who hasn't beating anybody consistently this whole year.
Yeah, from that standpoint, absolutely. But
listen, Kemba the Frog is fucking melting down like a fucking icicle, like a fucking icicle pop in the middle of summer in Central Park or in fucking East New York, Highland Park, where I used to play ball back in the day, baseball and basketball. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I could tell you where he's really fucking melting down, and that's in my backyard, which is literally my backyard, where if you talk shit, you got smacked. But I can tell you this, Kansas City Chiefs fans, don't make the playoffs. You're gonna get in the playoffs. You're gonna win the AFC West. All right, because Denver is fucking stupid, and we'll get into that.
Yep.
Okay,
we'll do that. We got to do a prediction playoff episode before it's all said and done next week or sometime.
I kind of made a promise. We usually do 2 to 3 hours. Me and E-Man can go
Dude, we are past 3 fucking hours right now. We usually do like 2.5 or 2.
Listen, I'm good to go all night. I got enough
Yeah.
whiskey to go.
All right. So,
But-
do you agree with the Bengals, or you like the Chiefs covering the spread?
I agree that listen, Jake Browning is no joke right now.
I like Jake. I think Minnesota fucked up by letting him go.
Well, he even said it. He said it in that Monday night game.
Yeah.
He said, "Y'all fucked up by cutting me."
Yep.
So, I mean, Jake Browning's holding his own.
He does. He is. Another guy that's going to get some nice backup money or start somewhere else.
But
He'll start over like anybody other quarterback that's in the flash that you need somebody like Bridget for a year.
But you're going up against
the GOAT. I know. The new GOAT. But you have a new GOAT without the weapons that he's used to being accustomed. Travis Kelce, sucker cock, Taylor Swift guy who lost a step and a half this season. And that's making the big difference.
Carver is the guy called a tight end on the Chiefs.
There we go. Oh shit! Now you're drinking from the bottle. Now we're in trouble, bro.
No. I just did that for effect.
So we're good. I think the Bengals can cover the spread, win or lose. I think, right? 7.5. That's a touchdown.
The way this NFL season has gone, it's been so weird.
The spread sucked the fucking major dick. That's what I want to say.
It's almost like I want to tell people not to do it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those you might stay away from, right?
But it's like, I'm not betting it personally.
No, me neither.
Because I only do certain things like right now, I'm getting fucked. Because I don't even know because we've been recording, so I know I'm losing on the total score.
I think the game is over. What's the score? I don't even know. I think the game might be over.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to, like, playoff implications, you know how many Bengals fans, I love the Steelers now. Nah, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, no. Fuck you. I don't care. Fuck you. Like, I don't want no part of that. What the hell happened here that they're showing?
Yeah.
But like, regardless,
my buddy Leonard has been watching the last 50 minutes or so he's been on fire. That's buddy. He said he usually doesn't have the time to tune in because he works nights, but he has off today. So shout out to my boy Leonard. He's been watching the last 50 minutes. He's been doing. Said he loves it so far. So that's good. Hey, you ready to go over and hit the douchebag of the week? Why don't we do just Mendenhall because we're like definitely 3 hours and 17 minutes here.
You
ready to do? Hold on, I gotta do.
Hold on. You said there's 2. Let's hit the 2.
Yep.
Let's give at the end of the year
the shout outs.
No, at the end of the year, let's just go out with a bang.
Let's go. All right, you ready? You ready to? Are you lock and loaded for the fucking douchebag of the week? You ready? I got a new sound for you. Ready? Ready?
Okay, I'm reloaded. Okay, I'm reloaded. Okay.
There you go, buddy. I'm not even going to put the intro, but your boy RASHARD Mendenhall, who is at one point he was a lovable Steeler, went ahead and decided to do his thing, right? And pull up the segregation ball up there, okay, and do his thing, saying that he's sick of white guys calling football live, and if we do a white black team, it's not going to be even close. He's better than whatever the white goat. I don't know who the fuck that means, right? Because Tom Brady's white and he's like the greatest player of all time.
That's who he's pretty much assassinating at. But
so what do you think of that, my man? Even though he went ahead and he doubled down, he also said simply, I'm being berated.
I don't give a fuck. if he doubled, tripled, fucking quadrupled down. You made your assessment. Here we go. I'm white. I'm not a racist. And I'm going to make my assessment. Ready? You fucked up in the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Everybody's going to criticize it. White, black, brown, yellow, purple, blue, doesn't matter. We criticize everything. You're still harboring over this, RASHARD Mendenhall. Why? Is it something that before you go to bed, you can't go to sleep until you realize that you didn't fuck up, or do you want somebody else to fuck up for you? Because in that case, hand the ball off to me. I'll just gladly fumble it off. I really don't care. But RASHARD Mendenhall, here's the thing. Shut the fuck up. You fucked up and just fucking own it. You fuck. Really?
So he
You don't want me, RASHARD. You don't want me to really go at you. Trust me.
He did went back and said, did not intend to lessen my white football brothers, but honestly, they know that.
Fuck that. Fuck that. First off, you fucking cocksucker. You know what? Fuck you. You know what? White people know just as much about football as black people, purple people, yellow people. Doesn't fucking matter. You fucking idiot. I watched that Super Bowl, and I got pissed. But you know what? I got over it. So fuck you. Fuck you, Mendenhall. I'm not sitting here dropping an M-bomb. I'm not sitting here calling you the B word. I don't give a fuck. You fucked up. It is what it is. Fuck you.
It definitely backfired on him because the NFL, white, black players, brown, like you said, all like just made fun of this shit. You know what I mean, dude?
How do I even sit here and even do this anymore?
Yeah.
How? Because I still root for this fucking team, you dumb fuck. How, Mendenhall? Come on this show. Face me, you fuck. Face me.
Oh, man.
Face me, you
fuck. He wanted his outcome was not what he actually wanted it. So
it's the outcome I wanted. A Super Bowl against Hyuska fucking Aaron Rodgers. But we lost. You know what I did? I went home and I went to work the next day. What did you do? Cry. Because you fumbled. Big whoopity fucking do. So you fucked up. Own it, you pussy.
Oh, man.
Own it, you pussy. I'm so sick of this fucking debate. Ben should have 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you know what? Do I hear Ben blaming fucking Antonio Brown for throwing gummy dicks at his kid's mother, or Le'Veon Bell being selfish? No. As I go into the mic, no.
So here's my
asshole.
Now let's move on to the here, look, let me play this video real quick. We're gonna do it.
Oh, fuck him.
We're gonna do another dumbass of the week, and this one I'm gonna play a little bit of. Hold on, let me see if I could fucking cut over. There we go. I gotta share my screen here.
I got my headphones ready for this because I forget who it was, so I just.
Oh, I am gonna retouch you right here, and unfortunately, hopefully it'll work here because I am.
If not, I think it was who we agreed upon. I don't know.
Bengals, it's a Bengals guy here. Hold on a second. No. It's our boy Sherman who laid the smackdown on Keyshawn Johnson. Let me play the clip.
Yeah.
Let me play the clip. All right, here you go. So here's our boy. Let me get back over here. Let me share the screen here, brother. Here you go. Oh, here we go. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, brother. Stop this one here. Let's.
That's what my mom said.
Josh.
No, you have
40 total touchdowns right now. Does that mean he's the MVP of the league? No, it does not. He's accounted for 83 of his team's touchdowns. 83. No QB is more important to their team right now than Josh Allen is to the Buffalo Bills. So you can argue whatever you want to argue. You can walk off, because when you walk off, that means you don't have the power to make a conscious argument. And I hear you. The Baltimore Ravens defense had 5 turnovers last night. So when we watch that game and you watch them play against one of the best offenses in the National Football League and they have 5 turnovers, and you tell me Lamar Jackson was the reason they won that game, then I have a hard time with that, because I'm sitting there watching the game and I'm like, dang, that defense is giving them trouble. 5 turnovers. So again, we talk about every other year before this. Every other quarterback. So we're going to go the percentage of touchdowns the quarterback was responsible for. So last year, Patrick Mahomes, 76%. He was responsible for 76% of the team's touchdowns. The year before, Aaron Rodgers, 77. The year before, Aaron Rodgers again, 80%. The year before, Lamar Jackson, this very Lamar Jackson that we're talking about, was responsible for 74% of his team's touchdowns. And before that, Patrick Mahomes at 79%. But this year, we're talking about Lamar Jackson, and the percent of touchdowns he's responsible for is 55. That's not the same. So I like him as much as anybody else. But if you're telling me that nothing from previous years matters, that, hey, we're just going to throw away all logic for MVP voting that has happened in the past 5 years, then cool.
He's right.
I guess weak stats don't matter, but they have mattered in every other argument. When we talk about Defensive Player of the Year, when we're talking about Offensive Player of the Year, when we're talking about every other category, Coach of the Year, these stats matter, but we're just going to throw them out now because it's convenient for your argument? I don't think so. So you're talking about a year where the quarterbacks aren't playing well, then it's probably going to Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey. And they played the Miami Dolphins. I love how you say the stats don't matter when he's been middle of the pack in every category this year. So you're saying the MVP of the league is middle of the pack in every single category. Passing, completion percentage.
Hey, hold on. Everything Richard Sherman just said is what I've been saying for a whole season, that stats tell a story, right?
Yep.
Right? Okay. He hit an interesting point. Defensive Player of the Year. That's why I kind of was like, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year. Okay? Now we get to quarterback. This is where it gets very indecisive. Right?
Yeah, he said it. He said it, dude. I mean, there's other quarterbacks that have better numbers, but if it's going to go to somebody else, he should go to either Tyreek Hill or CMC if it's not going to be.
Yeah, so he went what we've been saying.
Yep.
That it should go to, I've always kind of said should have been CMC. If Tyreek Hill breaks Calvin Johnson's record,
yep.
I mean, should we really give it to him because he broke? Yeah,
he does, and the team was winning as well, just like CMC. I mean, I think both guys at one point before CMC got hurt, they had a strong case over Lamar, way over a strong case over Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the argument when it comes to MVP talk: is what classifies an MVP?
Well, so far the numbers are not with Lamar that classifies an MVP for the quarterback. That's what Sherman is stating, and I agree with him. I agree. I love Lamar. Lamar is one of my best favorite players out there because he's doing. And you know what? Usually, most players that Lamar's year, he's having the year that he should have because he doesn't need to do as much as he has. And Lamar will tell you himself, "I don't need to be in the MVP conversation, dude. There's all the guys that deserve it." And right now he's shutting Keyshawn Johnson down. And here, ready? Let me finish the clip because Keyshawn is about to do something fucking really douchey because he cannot come back at Richard Sherman.
Yeah, I know what he did.
Yardage, touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Like you're not giving me anything to say. Usually, when the MVP of the league, they're number one in at least multiple categories. There's not one category he's number one in. So when you're making this argument, Keyshawn, you're not making an argument based in statistics, concrete information that you can hang your hat on. You're basing it off of, you said one game, the eye test, BS like that. I hear you, but that's nothing to argue. Josh Allen has 40.
Bro, I am with him. I think Keyshawn, he got shut the fuck down and he walked out of there like a little bitch.
Here's the thing.
Douchebag.
Here's the thing. Ready? I can't believe I'm going to say this. If you put me in that room, how do I argue that?
If you're Keyshawn?
If I'm Keyshawn, how do I argue that?
You can't. I think Sherman put the fucking numbers out there to back up his statement. That's pretty much it is. It's one of those things that like, damn, dude, I got you.
You know what? It's like almost like take the fucking, you know what it is?
Take the L.
You know what it is? It's almost take the MVP award for what they do on the field, and that's it.
It is. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, God, if you want to, there's other quarterbacks that has, and again, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but Lamar, even though his team is winning, because his team is winning is not just all because of him. He's a big factor in that winning.
Yes.
But the defense is huge. If that defense is not there, you gotta,
especially last Sunday.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That Sunday night game
was a big tell.
Was a impact on him, Brock Purdy, Lamar, who I'll be honest, I didn't think would be at the level he's at, and then McCaffrey.
Yeah. And it doesn't take anything from the season the Ravens are having. I mean, I think Lamar is doing what he's asked to do. That's all. You know what I mean? And I'll guarantee you, if you ask Lamar right now, he'll tell you the same thing because he's that kind of dude.
Like if we had Lamar right now on this show, all right, hey Lamar, you would take like 11-5, and you win the AFC North. He'd tell you,
yeah, absolutely,
because I would.
All right, baby, let's jump on to the dumbass of the week, and you know, you and I kind of like already proved our point when it comes to being parents, right? Oh, Orlando Jr. Brown. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me go because I can't read it from there. I got it here on my iPhone because my eyes are bad, dude. So Orlando Brown Jr. missed the birth of his son to play the Steelers on Saturday. More emotions tapped this week as he returned to face former team. Look, listen, bro.
Oh wait. By the way, I would never tell you to miss the birth of your child. But you did that to get your ass beat
by the Steelers.
By a Steeler team. By all means, you're a fucking idiot. But regardless, let's go.
Here's the thing, dude. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and the NFL doesn't love you anymore, and you're a washed-out player because these defensive players get banged up, CTE, they go through the grinder, brother. Guess what, man? Nobody's going to know or remember that you missed the birth of your child to attend a football game where you were probably excused to miss, right? Specifically, this happens once in your lifetime. And as a father, I'm speaking from a father's standpoint, I would never miss work. I don't care how important my job is to miss my kid's birth because it only happens once. That's my opinion. For that, Mr. Orlando Brown Jr., you are the dumbass of the week from Cigars and Sports. All right, brother. Listen, man. Why don't we need to shut it down because it's 3.5 hours already. I think it's time. We'll leave the the videos for next week. We might. I don't know how your schedule looks like next week, but we might do something Friday if you're available. You know what I mean, brother? Or maybe Saturday. You know
I'm not. I work next Friday, but I will be home. So
maybe we could We could do an early show.
I could do Friday night at 9. I could do a Saturday.
Hey, let's do a Friday early. Why don't we do like a 7 o'clock game, like a 7 o'clock show?
Hey, I mean, you're pushing me rough there, buddy.
No, if you want to do a Saturday, we might be. I'm available Saturday too. Let's do a Saturday.
So let's do a Saturday. I really kind of want to do a birthday one for me because I just kind of want to be a dick to Browns fans.
We could probably do both. We'll talk during the week, my friend.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Hey, man, it's all good. But hey, listen, bro, we've been on for 3.5 hours. This is like a new record for us, and we shared a lot. It's Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. We're almost at New Year's Eve. It's 11:34 p.m. Hey, we gave you content from our special, from our own life. We gave you content like we always do. We kept it real. We appreciate everybody listening to us. We've both been drinking a lot and smoking a couple of stogies. And listen, we appreciate everybody who joined us today and who's joined us every single season. Jim, let's give a shout out to the people that support you, man. The people that definitely from your end always are listening and watching. Which Dave 420 Sports, your boy Garrett, everybody out there, man. Brutally Honest, Aaron, all those guys on my end. Cricket, Patriot Sports. There's a lot of people here involved that always, I might miss some people. But thank you, everybody, from listening, and appreciate we appreciate the love, man, all the time, man. And we had some comments today. Our boy, listen, JB Sports, man. The Pod Bench podcast has always become a regular. 2023 was nice, but we're about to blow it up in 2024, right, Vin? Right, my man Jim.
You already know.
All right, guys, we appreciate you all. Thank you for watching tonight. Always listening on a podcast when we put it in audio. Your boy E-Man from Aberjour Sports Talk Podcast. And, of course, always with my man, Jim.
From the Fan of the Van Podcast, baby.
We are signing out. Happy New Year's. Peace.